I hope you're having a wonderful day. It's the first of the month. It's the beginning of December, the last month of 2025. Already been a crazy year, and even then, November was already wild. It did track seasonality, but for like 80% of the time, it went against it and was down. But somehow, especially with that little Friday move, you were able to close green. So coming into today, there's not that much news. There's a couple of individual stuff, but what you should be looking out for, ISM manufacturing, that's what we're gonna get. You do have Powell speaking somewhere, but it's a Fed blackout, so he shouldn't be saying anything too important. And then really all eyes on the Fed and what we are gonna get in the next couple days, because remember, at some point last month, the Fed odds were very, very volatile, and people kind of freaked out a little bit. So we should have a good day, good start to the month on our hands. There was a couple of deals from I think like Marvel and then even Synopsys and a few others, so we will see where it leads us, my friends. But I hope you are locked and loaded. I hope you're ready to go. I hope you had a blessed holiday, man, because it's gonna be a good day and a good month. So I hope y'all get it, man. But now, before we chase the dollar, before we try to win rich ourselves, we must pay homage to a very special group of people that has made a sacrifice that most of us never like have 80% and ever of the will. Time it went against it. And I am talking about the veterans of the United States of America. So on behalf of the people here, the people not here, I want to give a huge special shout out. Active service, past service, anybody who has served this great nation for real, man. It don't matter if it's Thanksgiving. It don't matter if it's Veterans Day. I think it should be something we do every day and show y'all love, man. And God bless every single one of you, and thank you for all of the time and sacrifice you have given. And I hope that all of us could show that love back, not only in voice and spirit in many other ways, but also while we're here, man. I hope you get that 10%. I hope you put it towards quality assets, and I hope you get that land as well. If anybody else should be doing it, I do think it should be you, my friend. So God bless you and thank you, and I hope that all of the things we have here material and manifest in your life, and you apply that discipline, baby. But at the very least, thank you, and big shout outs to your families as well, and big shout out to everybody else out there giving back to their local communities, all the doctors, nurses, teachers, firefighters, police officers, the janitors, the coaches, the garbage men, everybody making their community run, baby. God bless you and thank you. But ladies and gentlemen, please rise up. Place your right hand over your heart. Say it with me. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all, baby. Set to the judge! Always game time, baby. Oh, no. Oh, yeah. And the bells. It's December. Are you kidding? It's the Chad. Oh, yeah. Shout out the vets, baby. Shout out to Chad, man. I hope y'all had a good holiday. I hope y'all rested and ready to go. Are you ready to close out the month? Are you ready or what, dog? Are you ready or what? Oh, we got a lot in store. A lot of biotechs, too. I was just telling everybody here in the morning, the biotech list is pretty expansive. Again, end of 2025, everyone's going to be wrapping up everything that they had for this year. So that being said, man, please follow the rules. Don't break them. I don't want to ban you. I do want you to get a long-term. Oh, you guys know we have a deposit? Oh, yeah. It's crazy, too, on the small big account now, since, it's a rebuild. Isn't that crazy how we got to rebuild it this year? We did get a farm, but I'm at 16% cash. The other one's only at like 1.6, I think. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting, but we should go shopping today. It's like we have a gigantic list. But I'm going to be watching Intel, Synopsys, Wolf, NVS, Eli Lilly, CGTX, AVXL, Zoetis, and Coupang. Coupang got hacked. All the biotechs, there's like a Alzheimer's thing going on. You saw what happened with the NVO not too long ago, so keep your eyes out for that. Again, the Wolf one, that's the bankrupt one. I'm just thinking it might get hyped. They had something with the IRS giving them some cash. And then Intel, they're on my catalyst watch for the next couple of days. And then Synopsys got $2 billion from your boy. It's your boy. Yeah, who was it who gave it to him? NVIDIA. Yeah, NVIDIA invested $2 billion into synopsis. So, that being said, my friends, I hope y'all are ready to go. If you have any questions, let me know. We got a minute. I already went to the potty earlier, so I'm ready to go, bro. I like the first of the month. You guys know it's going to be a good day, right? A good month. Please, I hope you claim it. I hope you make it. You know that, man. If you focus on it and you just focus, I don't care. Listen, I'll be honest with you. Some of y'all, you're going to have problems this month. But remember, problems are not bad. Problems are good. So I hope you tackle the problems and don't avoid them. And oh, it's going to be beautiful. You know that, right? And be wise. Oh, yeah. Wisdom is roaming, my friend. So I hope you use it. But other than that, let's have a good day. Call out any information. Try to make it worthwhile. We don't want to hear about the pumps and all of that. Don't post any plays, but we could share some stuff. You should still be ahead of the world regardless of any delay or not. And yeah, let's make it a good time. And let's see where this first of the month takes us. And just keep in mind, within 15 or 30 minutes, the ISM manufacturing, that is going to be the important set of data. When that comes out, that'll probably move some things around. And you are going to hear a lot about the Fed, and you're going to hear about the new Fed chair, which Donald Trump says he has selected, but he is not telling anybody what it is. So we will find out, my friends. And bro, you said Procter & Gamble for the long term. Bro, I bought a toothbrush, right? I bought a toothbrush for Black Friday. And then bro, why are these toothbrushes so expensive? What the fuck, Oral-B? Round one. Fight. All right, game time. Oh, yeah, Marvel, where's synopsis? No, dude, don't. Remind me about the toothbrush, okay? Let's get through the morning, and dog, it's crazy. They were trying to sell me on some fucking AI toothbrush shit, dog. Don't even get me started. Okay. Oh, wait, is Whirlpool moving up? Again, Intel as well. I like it. All those in the monies are starting to react. Oh, and then XBI as well. That's still up. I mean, keep in mind, like I'm telling you, the biotech calendar for the end of the year is looking very, very hot. And then you're going to get the Alzheimer's stuff this week. There's a meeting. So Biogen's the front runner, but you could see any of the other ones too. And yeah, we do have another deposit. So I want to get that working, man. I got a couple of ideas here, and then, well, really the small account doesn't have cash, but the big account is at 20. So for the rebuild, we're going to have to use it. Oracle starting down. Nivda, why is my thing so glitchy? Okay. What was that other one? Wolf. And then isn't there WULF? Wolf is again, they had something with cash. I think Wolf has more cash than their market cap, but again, with these like bankrupt ones, you don't really know how it plays out. CNC at 39. And then hopefully you closed out those Walmarts on Friday. It should have for you. But yeah, Walmart held up very good. HPE gave zero shits about the NVIDIA news. Don't they have earnings this week? I think they might. A little bit of Pfizer. A little bit of Pfizer in my life. A little bit of Meta on my mind. Steve Moran would make a good share. He would. Yeah, LVS is up too, and then your boy Win. They were actually gapping up there. I don't know if it's based off any China stuff. China's actually looking a little good. And then Nasdaq's down 0.9. I mean, it seems like a pretty bad open, but remember on Friday, I mean, you kind of, well, yeah, Friday, this was before Thanksgiving. We had that little melt up. So you're like right there in the middle of it, but you did give up that move. Friday did have a lot of individual names moving though. Then let's see healthcare. Yeah, dude, I don't know what's going on with Bitcoin. So Bitcoin, remember, things are feeling a certain way, but then Bitcoin did sell off. It's down 5 right now. So coin and all those affected should be moving. Healthcare starting to move up. Oil too. Oil, if it's going to react, it's going to react to the Venezuela stuff. So a couple of Venezuela tensions, just keep that in mind. If you see anything on there, oil will probably be the one moving. And then Russell is down more than the NASDAQ. Baba, and then Kupang. They're the ones, where are they? Down 3. They were down a little bit more pre-market. They got washed off of the, they had some like, oh, what was it? Data breach, I believe. 30-something million customers. Decker's on the high. Let's go back to value. PG going on your tape of CD. I like a Procter, man. I like a Procter gambling. Bonds. Yeah, bonds got murked. They were not down that much, but I don't know if it's based off of the Fed chair stuff or not. Bitcoin was something about China taking stricter regulations. Oh, the infamous China banning Bitcoin. Just can't get enough of that. Jensen is live? Where's he at? Is he really, or is it one of those crypto things? Yeah, well, the rates keep going up in Japan. A lot of people are giving that focus. I hope you guys know what to be looking at. Am I concerned with Japan? When the yields go down, brother. When the yields go down. Dollar Tree 2 and then Dollar General, they're going to have earnings this week, I believe. On the Venezuela. I haven't talked about it too much, but it just will affect oil. So, I mean, I don't know. Did you see the video, or the Christmas video, where they had to do it with fake food? But other than that, it just seems like that's tied to the narcotic stuff that they keep talking about and the blowing up boats. And there is stuff that's pretty controversial, but the whole idea here for markets, it'll probably be affecting oil either more or less, and then depending on what happens. Oh, CRM. Yeah, I don't know if Jensen's live. I don't see it. So you might be falling for one of those videos. But let me know. I could be wrong. If he does show up, we'll put it on. But I think Powell, he has some meeting, but it is the Fed blackout. Why when it goes down? So we're not going to talk about that in the morning, brother. We've covered it a lot. So maybe tonight on the watch list you could ask me. But yeah, or go back, or maybe one of the other chads will explain it to you. But I wouldn't. Don't worry, it doesn't matter too much yet. Nivda. You got the Russia stuff. They were talking about that too. I mean, it does seem we are really close towards some sort of peace deal. Baba, they're starting to take off right now. Let's go back to synopsis. So opening is pretty solid. I mean, Nasdaq's already recovered about a quarter there. SPY's doing a little better, and I'm pretty sure the what's it called? Yeah, equal weight. Yeah, equal weight's down by 0.5, so it's actually matched up there. Let's see, gold, man. Did you guys see that? So gold is on the climb, and then didn't they halt silver on the holiday after Thanksgiving? So I think that was something as well too. Baba had news on Qin. Is it the same one from last week, or is it updated? Because again, people kind of faded the other one on Friday. Not faded it, but they were just kind of focused on other things. I see something on Mechuan too. PGNY, American Eagle. Oh, remember all of those clothing retails. And Black Friday was solid. You should hear more, but there was two parts. Black Friday was crazy. I actually have a story for you. But it says sales went up by like 4.1, and then the other part was Affirm and the buy now pay later. This time the stock, I'm surprised the stocks aren't moving as much, but they said like people between the ages of like 16 and 24, they used Affirm, I think 80% more than last year, something like that. Remember, we get that stat every single time. But yeah, once again, buy now pay later. Dude, it feels like it really was busy, man. I have a crazy story. I was actually pissed. I had a lot of traffic. Nike's going up as well. And then CRM's running. They have the earnings. Let's see. A little bit of long term is what I need. And then this week, too, keep in mind any of the news plays. Remember, last week you were going against the computers, the holidays, all that. I do think this week will be a little different. Why are they so far apart? Yeah, Dollar Tree again, too. I don't know if Staples are going to lead. Remember, that was a real big theme last week and even just last month. Boeing going up. There was problems with Airbus. I know they had an issue there. Feel me, my brother. Feel, brother. Feel. Dr. Phil. Yeah, Bowen's going up. All right. And then I'll give you guys one for the morning. Good morning. If you're going to do it. I like Intel a lot. Intel is on my catalog. But then again, you guys know I like Intel a lot. So maybe I don't even need to describe it. But yeah, watch out for that. Who else was it? There was one more. I just saw him. CVX going up. WW on the low. Oh no, there was someone else I just missed on there. Procter Gambling going up. UPS, Target. Bro, I still can't believe that TJ Maxx is 4 times the size of Target. That absolutely just shatters my brain to comprehend that. But good for them. Apple too. I forgot about the Apple, Habibi. Apple. Why you do this, Apple? ATKR one, I forgot about that. There was one buyout thing this morning. A little bit of M&A activity. And then where's Whirlpool? A&R Road. Tack on the high if we get anything in what's it called? Energy Land. I haven't even looked at the Mag 7 as much. Amazon's in the green. Yeah, Google, that's the one. Google started slipping. This is the first time it's not been on fire after the last week or so. Yeah, Nike's doing good. Lulu, Deck. There were some issues with Lulu. People complaining about like the board, top shareholder, and all that. Laker, Jay, what up, baby? Good morning and happy Friday. Not a Monday. It's December though. PayPal financials are odd. Yeah, everything's kind of chilling. Nasdaq's back down to 1%. SPY's moving barely with that, though. You're only doing like 0.10, 0.1 on any of these moves. Equal weight is trying to climb back up here. So we're still moving around. SPY's still near the open, but you're trying to get a little bit of leadership here. Oh, DVR is on. You gotta refresh. I turned it off. You'll be good. My thoughts on Lane Kiffin going to LSU. I don't know, but let me use this as a warning that I don't want to see that in locked in chat. Is that fair? Yeah. Thank you for shopping at the Stock Market Live. Good. Google on the low. So yeah, I don't know. I'll pin a message for you guys. Oh, what was that other one? OTTB. I think I saw that one in the morning. There's a couple of small caps. KRE and regionals going up. So again, you're getting a couple things moving, and then Estee Lauder. OT. What was that? All right, well, unless it shows up again. Something OTB something. Oracle back under. Where's Broadcom? Even damn, Broadcom's down 4. Did you just miss the Venezuela one too? So locked in, man. What's up, bro? Oh, QTTB. Thank you, brother. Yeah, that's up 50. Oh, they got something phase 1, 2 this morning. I remember seeing it. Chemours again. Barrick said they're gonna IPO a unit. Russian Novak. That's old. Yeah, Broadcom's down by 5, dude. They're actually getting clobbered. And then Coin's coming back up. Nvidia's trying to move. Whirlpool keeps running, and then Uber on the high. Actually, Uber is starting to really go. Target's starting to be underestimated. I mean, it is. Again, like any of these like discount retailers are doing like substantially better. I didn't think they were that much bigger than Target, so it's weird how they seem to be smaller. ISM Manufacturing, or no, S&P 52.2 versus 51.9. A little stronger. Give it another 15 minutes. The ISM, that's going to be the one that you want. I don't think there's any news with your boy. Wolf starting to go up. Again, I need to get you guys the headline, but I just be careful because everybody pumps this one. This was that pump one from when it came back. People love pumping the bankrupt ones. But here's the headline. Because this is what it was. They announced a receipt of $696 million in 48D cash tax refunds from IRS. So they have $1.5 billion on their balance sheet, and they received $186 in cash refunds in full year 23 and 24, and now they're getting back almost $700 million. As per the agreement, they plan to allocate $192 of the refund towards retiring $175 million of debt, the remaining funds for general corporate purposes. So something along, again, I haven't been following this one, but that was the first headline that looked interesting. Yep, and then CERM going. I don't know, man. I like CRM for the long term, but then also I do still want to build some divvies, and I do like my targets and UNHs. So yeah, and then TAP has ex-dividend day on the 4th or 5th, so there's only a couple days there if we did want to make a move on that. Again, Uber's still going. Microsoft, who was it? Was it Marvel and Microsoft this morning, I think? And then Marvel has earnings this week as well. Marvel. Who was the other one? Video Huang AI is going to transform every single industry. So his homeboy, is he actually alive then? But yeah, you're getting a Jensen comment on the wire. And then 10 more minutes, you're going to get that data. man, not bad for 15 minutes. You're back up there, so you've been moving this little quarter there. SPY is staying within 0.10, but NASDAQ's moving about 50%, 0.5, half a percent. But yeah, you're starting to go back up there. I mean, if you could shake off
these reports last week suggesting the Chinese continue to break away from.
They have the comments, but they don't have your boy on there.
I'm a big believer that the way you dominate in the world is to have everybody write the software, and that those who think that
you're down by 0.3 on the equal weight there, so still doing good. Russell even came back a decent amount.
The power of having everyone write on an American chip, not a Chinese.
Yeah, you're like this is like the low of Friday.
So did any of that alter
so then
your
back
thesis
to the
on
Friday level?
On this
Again, Friday was pretty much just a melt up.
The portfolio management that has become the NVIDIA story.
Homeboy comes on there at any given moment. Merck looks to raise $8 billion from dollar bond sale. Oh, Novartis. So again, they're gonna show up at one of those Alzheimer things. DTI, WLK, Albemarle going up again. That's had a crazy month. And then Whirlpool. What was it? I think Ascend has something too. I don't know. How did that one get stuck in my head this morning? Oh, CoreWeave. Yeah, they were pretty bad this morning. Again, they came up a little bit on Friday too. That 60 range is crazy because that was the breakout level. And then Broadcom, Oracle, they're all weak there. Oracle's trying to come back up. Wonderful to be here today. Good morning. It is, man. Are you guys ready? The last month of 2025. How crazy does that sound? So you guys have had a wild year, bro. We've had a very, very wild year, and it comes to a close, and then we start it up again, and then it's going to come with a lot of tax breaks and everything else in between. So it's going to be very fascinating. And then halfway through, it's going to be all about the midterms. So, and then it's going to be midterms with Nana Banana and a lot of AI developments at that moment. Should be fun. Should be fun, my friends. Asmil, okay. SPY's still trying to go up here. It does seem equal weight's trying to broaden out here. The Dow's the best on the day, but it's still down 0.3. But tech is giving you the most movement here in the morning. No real leadership on like staples or any. I want to say financials are the best, but they're all kind of having the same move right now. So you can't really see it. It's not anything like super wild. Decker's actually still going up. That was another one. CRM, where's the other earnings? DG, Dollar Tree, they're going to be reporting. And then Chad, is it too early? I don't know if it's too early. We've only been here for 20 minutes, but I do want to remind you guys that I just froze my computer. Okay. I do want to remind you that there is several hundred names that are in the red. Okay? Because you know why? Because I got my deposit today. I need to see. It doesn't show up on my Schwab yet, but yeah, man, we do have our deposit, and there's a lot of names out there. So we should go shopping. I don't know if I'm gonna buy anything today, but you know, it's been a long time. Shit, a long term without the dope beat to long term. But yeah, get familiar with these. I know Target, Clorox, that one gets brought up a lot. I wish Procter Gamble, General Mills. So yeah, get familiar with it. Forgive the Victoria's Secret ads. Why do you want so many off topics? It's a good day, you guys. I had a good weekend. Some of y'all are about to start pissing me off. I love it. I love you, but come on. What's wrong with you? Good morning. Good morning. I don't know what happened. What happened, dog? Marvel again. Yeah, high ticker is really starting to go. And then USO. So again, if you see anything crazy on oil, it'll probably be related to your boy Venezuela. Alrighty. Meta is still down by 1. I think all of the big tech. Oracle's above now. That might go green. I think the video went green. Yeah, barely. Jensen, bonus opportunity in China for future. They're focused on strong global demand. And then the UK government, they're making something on the, some update on that little pharma thing. GSK data at ASH show to redefine outcomes for people living with blood cancer. Something, they're giving an update on one of their cancer drugs. Oh, where's Pfizer? So Pfizer too, man. So speaking of the long term, I'm mad Pfizer's up a lot. I think this was the best monthly volume or something that they've had in like 20 years or something. You guys, I think Mosby gave me the fun fact. But yeah, man, Pfizer, I do think they're bringing back the buybacks. Nice candle. SPY's just melting away now, so it's not too bad. And then banks, man, I see a lot of the banks, but it doesn't look like they're up. That was a different wolf. Yeah, the other wolf started going up. The volume compared to normal, it's usually a little lower. So like right around the holidays, like even like before Thanksgiving and after, it's a little slower. But again, it should be good though. There's going to be a certain amount of computer volume just from the beginning of the month and everybody getting their positioning in. So December's usually good too. I mean, December's definitely a mixed bag. Like it's not the same as like November. November was supposed to be the easy good month, but then again, it was down, 90% of the time and then found a way to go up. But December is really good in terms of, some people who took tax losses earlier. By the end of it, that should bring some money back, and then you're going to get the end of the year rebalances. If China becomes a key market, it would benefit NVIDIA. Where is Homeboy, dog? Do. Jensen. Good morning. Yeah, there's a video, but he's not on. Desk, Anvis, or Deck. Not Desk. Yeah, Anvis doing good. Core Weave now. Any of those like tech names that started off weaker. And then a Nike's. Man, that one from last week. Nike's, Lulu. I mean, I guess it's because of Black Friday, or I think those trends haven't been bad even from the earnings last week. But yeah, they're all doing pretty well. Is there any retailer not doing good? But the Nike's, we like you, Nike's. Good work, Nike's. Good work. And then keep in mind, you should be getting those obesity stocks, obesity, diabetes names. They have that event today. So we're going to get some of that. Lows on the high. I think HD got a downgrade, but they even came out. Pat? Oh, where's food? Chipotle, dude. I forgot. Remember, I thought Bros was up earlier. But remember, last week, a lot of the food, every single food play except Sweet Greens, they're starting to go up here. That was part of those little meltdowns. But you're not seeing, again, staples, consumers. It's very hard to get a read, but give me 2 minutes. I'll get you guys a checkup. Nail and home builders starting to move up. Again, TTD, that's the dog of the NASDAQ. So yeah, here's pretty much what we do for the long term, you guys. We could talk about it because TTD kind of reminds me. You either go for like extreme growth or extreme value. AKA you either go for the names that are like really beaten down that will stay for 10 years and you take advantage of the, growth stocks, or we go and we take advantage of the, 10 to 20% down value that is just, like a Procter & Gamble, even like a Clorox, a Target, a UPS. Those are pretty much the options because, again, there's names like TTD, it may get removed from the S&P, but at the same time, it's like that's going to have X amount of, that could go up 30, 40%, kind of like Sweet Greens, but then again, you saw it, Sweet Greens went down 30%. So the other option is like a Procter & Gamble, take your 10%, 20% down on the year, you know, this shit's not going anywhere. It's always going to be, you know, this will even be an anchor in your portfolio, depending on what you want to do. So, oh, Fiserv, that's the other one. So yeah, Fiserv, TTD, those are the names that like are going to have that. Either you go for the crazy upside in growth or you go for the value. That's kind of what I'm looking at now, because the rebuild, we need value. We need both. We need anything. We just need to use it, because the rebuild has a lot of cash. But I do have a lot of, so I think growth on the rebuild and then non-growth on the YouTube. But I like all of them, man. Why you not giving me my deposit? Yeah, but my deposit hasn't showed up on the TTD. Oh, the page! Long term, Bradley Frizzle and the Peach, baby. Peach Nation. That's your first peach of the month. The final December peach to start out. Oh, my God. Oh, God bless you, brother. Good morning. I hope you had a good holiday. What are you thinking for the long term, Bradley? I'll let Bradley. You could post a play, Bradley. Bradley, do you think we should go with growth or do you want value? What does your portfolio say, Bradley? Growth or value? Growth or value? Elf. Oh, let's see. P6. Sipping on some Fiserv. Well, yeah, TTD rocketed up after I told you that. ISM. So came in at 48.2 versus 48.7 last, and then estimate was 49, a little weaker. So yeah, bonds might go up. Let me look at the chart. But if the ISM manufacturing is lower, prices went up by 0.5. But yeah, that means the labor market is a little weaker, aka solidifying your December cuts. Inventories went up, employment went down, and then production went up as well. So yeah, let me double check that. But and then Dollar General on the high. But yeah, that should help out the bonds, and that should solidify kind of some of the freak out that you had in November. AKA, you know, employment wasn't too hot. But yeah, that was the lowest ISM since July. And again, employment cratered kind of. Same thing, just like July. But then again, even in July, that is what, you know, that's pretty much what led you into a couple of cuts. And then prices went down too. So employment weaker, manufacturing slightly weaker, and then prices correlated with it. So I think good for the Fed narrative that kind of further confirms everything. Core weave going. Dude, Walmart was fire, man. Is that Meta waking up now? Yeah, and then Adabe, that's another lagger on the year. And then AXP. More energy or no? I would like to get an idea, like a clear winner in terms of industries, but it seems like everything's kind of all moving the same. A little bit of long term in my life. Okay. Oh, dude, I haven't looked at Netflix in a minute, I feel like. Ever since we do, you know, the flip one. Wow. Domino's or DPS? No, is it Domino's? Is it Domino's? Hope you and Chattadoni had a great Thanksgiving. Bradley Frizzle says value. That's it. What do you? Should we do it, Chad? You want to do a poll? I don't know if y'all can handle it. I don't want y'all to get influenced, because the real answer is you need to look at your portfolio. And if you have a lot of growth already, you should probably use this to take advantage of the value. And then vice versa. If you have a lot of value already, you know, you should probably go for some of the growth ones. And I do think quality above all. You know, you want to make sure, that's what sucks by playing some of the, like, you know, growth names, is that they just don't have the same quality. So if you do have good quality, I mean, that's going to always protect you. Remember, we need to get past 10 years, and that's it. If it lasts for 10 years, you'll last for 10 years. You know what I'm saying? You will. It's just, that's how it works, brother. That's how it works. KGS? The hell is that? And then Ulta. Doesn't Ulta have earnings, or am I tripping? People were talking Ulta in the morning. I like Ulta. I can't believe Ulta, dog. TJ Maxx is like 3 times the size of Ulta. I still, telling you, man, my favorite fun fact is how big TJ Maxx is. I can't believe it. Eli Lilly on the low. Meta, Amazon. All right, well, SPY hit that high and came down. We've been here now officially for about 30 minutes. Let's see what we got, Chatadonia. S&P, 218 names in the green, 280 in the red. Dow Jones, 12 green, 18 in the red. And then NASDAQ, 36 green, 64 in the red. So you have a lot more room to go up. I mean, again, there's way more red on every single index right now to start. I mean, NASDAQ did recover half from the morning, half of that loss. Eco-8 did very good. SPY's still down about 0.3. Eco-8's down a quarter. And then Russell's still down 0.6. And Dow's actually kind of stayed unchanged. There's Deckers again as well. So again, all of these like retailers. I mean, shit, even Dick's Sporting Goods. Retailers, and I mean, it is Cyber Monday coming off of the Black Friday. They ran into them and they're still going. Literally, Deck's done 4% right in front of us. Who's the other one? Nikes. Nikes. Let's see. Where's Intel? Google. AHMA. That was in the morning, bro. There's nothing with them. Yeah, that was at like $4 this morning. And then just started going nuts. Value Peach is the best. Yeah, bro, we had a great Thanksgiving. It was good. I just didn't like Thanksgiving messing up my schedule. You know, I didn't stretch in the morning of Thanksgiving. It's hard to explain. You know, I like the morning routine. Yeah, QTTB, is that one still going? They had something in the morning. Yeah, it's still up a couple 100%. There's several of those today. Oh, where's Synopsys? So that's the one NVIDIA invested into. They were up 10 at one point, came down. Baba's still going right now, too. And then there's Nivda. Again, I think Jensen was talking somewhere. Yeah, Baba's getting 2 bigger candles and Pinduo Duo. I don't know if this is a China thing. But yeah, they're all moving up. Tesla. All right. And then I need to go to the bathroom, chat. So forgive me, but I'm going to go to the potty. I hope your morning is great. Follow me on Instagram at The Trading Fraternity. Real Cult News on Twitter. And remember, this is a good time to tell you, because we did get a deposit. If you go to this channel and hit the post tab, this is where I will be posting all of the long term. Okay? So last one was Chipotle and Sweet Greens. But yeah, so if you miss it, it's going to be on my Twitter here. I forgot to post my Instagram videos. I'm not good at those as I used to be. But yeah, so just don't fall behind, if anything. Because remember, we are in the stage of rebuilding the long term. So yeah, and I will see you in a little bit. Here's some propaganda in the meantime. What kind of propaganda we got today?
12-month time.
Yeah, some ism.
It probably would be logical to say, look, the market is at least fully valued. You know, even though people have said that they're a little bit concerned, the equity exposures are pretty high. We sort of know what the immediate Fed path is, but we're not quite sure beyond that. So what are the elements that feed into a, pretty aggressive 14% upside target?
So we have 5 different models that we use, and the 7750 is basically really close to the median and the average. We're kind of looking at both of those stats. The most constructive one gets us all the way up to 8,000. That's some valuation and earnings work we've done. The least constructive is our economic test, looking at GDP that doesn't quite manage to cross the 2% year-over-year threshold at the end of next year. That's more like a 5 to 6% type gain. That's the least constructive. Now, the other 3 models, it's really funny. They come out to 13, 14, and 15% returns.
Yeah.
One of those is looking at the Fed. And when you see the Fed cutting, but they're not cutting too much, that's actually good news. Stock market tends to be up, about 13%. 4% if they're doing 100 basis points or less in a 12-month time frame. If you look at our sentiment model, now AAII was really interesting. So I was working on Friday. I know most of you guys were as well.
Yep.
But we actually saw the latest update from that sentiment indicator, and the 4-week average dropped down into the sweet spot. It's now between -1 and -2 standard deviations below the long-term average, and typically, you know, it can go lower. Frankly, it may go lower, but on a 12-month forward time frame, you're typically up in the stock market about 15%. Our earnings yield gap model is the 14% that looks at stocks versus bonds. That the comparison of the earnings yield versus the 10-year yield, they're very close, but it's enough to get you kind of about a 14% return historically.
Does it concern you at all to apply that level of precision to the AAII survey? I only say that because other measures are not quite as negative, and you know, it's a few hundred people. It's kind of like an opt-in poll, and you know, we had the same kind of gains in 2024 when it was really net bullish the whole year, as we've had this year when it was mostly skeptical.
So you know, it's been a really good indicator over time. We've got a really long duration in terms of the time series, but we don't believe in looking at only one thing, right? I've never been what I call sort of the magic model strategist where, hey, here we're putting this in and it's just this one thing we look at. We want to look at the preponderance of the evidence. Frankly, that's why we also pay attention to the medians when we're doing, you know, sort of the analysis of the different models. It is fascinating though, because AAII also tracks the actual allocations, and those are up here and the sentiment is down here, so there is a little bit of a disconnect.
Sure.
What about Bitcoin?
Bitcoin, so it's not something we're really looking so much in terms of this 12-month forward forecast, but last week on Monday, we actually made a long list of all the things we're watching to kind of gauge this current period of more near-term stress. Bitcoin's at the top of the list. I mean, there are a few other things as well. Breadth has been declining, but if you look over the past few years, Bitcoin and S&P 500 have been correlated.
But Bitcoin as a leader?
It's been more coincident, and so the fact that we've seen Bitcoin stumbling, you know, frankly, it's been a little bit patchy since the summer.
Yeah, all the China
We've
names
kept
are
thinking that this was going to portend a bit of a.
I don't know, where is Bitcoin actually? Because again, that started off very weak in the morning. 5.2 Airbnb. Long-term stocks. Where is Merck? That was one I liked earlier in the year, and then they kind of bounced. Wasn't it at 80? Yeah. Oh. Yeah, that was the one we talked about in the video. There were so many, man. There was a different set of quality that was available not too long ago. Oh, yeah. Shit. I'm still muted on you guys. Yeah, my bad. Yeah. I was saying Merck I wanted for the long term at one point this year. Baba in China is still going. But yeah, there is... those quality names, man. Procter Gambling, that's still my favorite, but I don't know if we're gonna get it. And actually, when's their ex-dividend? Oh, they haven't even announced it yet. It'll probably be January. So Baba just made another $2 push. Remember Baba? Where were they? Weren't they at 190? So yeah, we gave up a little bit of that too from earlier. Core Weave's still going. TRGP, that sounds very familiar. Canada reaches deal to join EU's 150 billion defense scheme. More CRISPR takeover talks from Betaville. It is reacting a little bit. Again, unless there's like a note though. I mean, sometimes those Betaville ones run, but generally you want to get the pizza. I'm sorry, Domino's, but you want to get the actual offer. There was one though, dude. Last time I said Betaville doesn't hit, it hit. So they could still go, but you know, the whole idea with the buyout, you do want to, like a real offer. You get a real offer, you're going to be in business. Tesla's coming back up. And then, dude, do you guys know? I posted it this morning. But do you know that the Cybertruck has been out for 2 years? And apparently they say it's a flop. Well, it is a lot lower than, what's it called? It's a lot lower than Elon predicted in terms of some of their goals. But, yeah, it's been 2 years since the ugly truck has been released. Tesla's going again, too. All right, man. Not too bad. The Dow's actually getting a little worse on that. NASDAQ staying the same. So, like, pieces are moving around. Again, you had way more names that were on the red here today than green. So, there's a lot more. It's either those add more pressure or those names start to come back up. And then Barrick, they're back up to 3 from the morning. Whirlpool keeps running. Whirlpool, a lot. There was like old plays that came back on there. Banks. Yeah, Intel. Too. That could be another biotech. Yeah, I think it's only like what? I think they only sold like 40,000 or 17,000 Cybertrucks. 40,000 I think was the first year, and then this last year it's been 17. The price has gone up though. I mean, they don't really hold value as like a car, like when you buy them, but like from the dealer, I think they raised the price. I think it's about 15K. That's what the article was talking about. It's like 15K higher than, it's like 60K higher than originally when he said that it would be a cheap truck. But even since the release, I think they went up. To be fair, every single electric truck flopped. It is true. I still love my ugly truck, okay, Elon? I think it is still the coolest one, but I'm over all of the EV. I think it's crazy how everybody got over them all. And then speak of the devil, GM. GM still had a good year. Yeah, the Hummer. Yeah. Uber flipped? No shit. Yeah, Uber did. So again, that's a couple of candles there earlier that already flipped coming down. A couple other names moving, but the low ticker is picking up. Yeah, low ticker starting to go. More Bitcoin names. I don't know if that's MSTR on the low or the high. Yeah, that's the inverse on the low. How is that too? Where are we in terms of the NAV? Because look at MSTR is hitting another low. This time, I don't think Bitcoin hit a low, did it? No, yeah, Bitcoin hit 80,000 a couple days ago. It looked nice over the weekend or up until the weekend. Yeah, Adobe, CRM, those are the two tech names that are like down the most on the S&P. Or like just technology that are like year-to-date laggers. I don't know, I still like Adobe. That's another one too to keep in mind. Adobe and CRM, they kind of look the same. Oracle, Meta, Rivian up 3, maybe on the Cybertruck. Could be. I don't know where even Rivian stands on all this. Did you guys see though? Rivian's gonna have a difficult time though. They got hustled. I don't know if you guys know what happened with Rivian, but they got hustled big. They did a partnership with Volkswagen, and they like pretty much licensed all of their shit to Volkswagen, right? And they like did this collaboration, and then long story short, Volkswagen ended up making an EV truck. So they did. I don't think they knew that, and now they have all the access to all of the Rivian stuff. But pretty much, you could get a EV knockoff or a Rivian knockoff where it's pretty much everything of a Rivian, but then it's a VW Scout. Have you seen it? It's the VW Scout essentially. I don't like any of them. I still think they're shitty. But it's like a remake of the Bronco kind of. They had a truck, but yeah, this is pretty much a Rivian. So like VW now makes their own. I need to find you the truck. Yeah, it's supposed to fix all the issues that Rivian had. It's kind of crazy. So it's like they really hustled them. But we'll see how. Yeah, VW has done this before. They do this with a lot of the people they partner with. I mean, again, Volkswagen is one of the biggest automakers. Yeah, so I think this is it. They said it's supposed to compete with the Hummer. I'm like, y'all tripping. But then again, they did make the Hummer an EV. Bali's up 7. Little pop, and then more banks still running kind of all day. Yeah, Oracle's just holding, though. They're green. NVIDIA, that might be the tell there. I mean, this time Google's down. Remember, all of last week, you had Google going up. So, yeah, now you have to play this game. But tech doesn't seem to be the big story today. Just kind of chilling. And then Flutter. Germany MERS says consultations on pension reform to continue on Friday. Oh, Dexcom. Actually, where are they at? See, so Dexcom, there's going to be a lot of the diabetes stuff. This is San Diego one, man. I've always liked Dexcom. You know, they got kind of clobbered with all the GLP-1 stuff, but remember I told you I had a talk with somebody there, and this is for more of the people born with diabetes and some of the other genetic ones, rather than like the whole GLP craze. They got some cool products, though. In terms of life-saving. Tapestry on the high, that's another retailer. And then Urban. So yeah, okay, I'll tell you, I don't know, you guys tell me. We have the data out, and it does seem like it was a very long, like, it was a very big Black Friday. So tell me this, my friends, how was Black Friday for you guys? Was there a lot of traffic everywhere? Like, was everywhere effing packed? Or was that just in California? I'll tell you my story, but I want to see the anecdotal data. Did you guys have, like, was it, like, very packed? Did it seem like... I have a funny... I don't know if I saved it. This guy, like, who said America is dead? They say consumer. It was the funniest video. Packed at the mall in Tampa. Packed near Boston. It was packed. No, not this. The new Scout is the VW one. I think the old Scout is, what's it called? The old Scout is your boy. It's Ford, I think. Nashville was crazy. You didn't go to the busiest areas. Downtown Chicago was dead. Average busy, not too crazy. You bought nothing and didn't go out. It was, but didn't even go shopping. Packed in Nashville. There's no parking. Spent 25 minutes. All right, SPY coming down. And then again, Bitcoin and MSTR. Those are the ones on the low right now. That's the one that's not looking good. Packed in Virginia Beach and DC. Online shopping. Yes, packed. Did not engage. No observations. Packed here. No traffic. I didn't go anywhere. Houston was packed. Stupid packed. Mall was crazy. We stayed home. Saw everybody in the mall. Everybody was buying online. New York was quiet. Quality malls packed in Maryland, Fort Worth. There was no line. Target was dead. Suburbs in Chicago packed to the gills. Cyber Monday. What's a good Cyber Monday deal, man? Average dead. Newport, New Jersey. A suspicious package closed on Sunday. Saturday. International, Connecticut. All right, more than not, Target was scamming. Didn't they give out like a bag of like candy for people to wait? Ulta again. Dude, that's crazy. Well, yeah, mine was very, very packed. So what happened, like, my girl wanted to go to this one place, but it's supposedly opened at 10. So I was like, all right, let's just go later. And then that way you fucking get rid of, no one's going to be there. And like, bro, I'll tell you where we went. We went to the outlets in Palm Springs. The damn Cabazon. And holy shit, This is supposed to be like an hour and 30-minute drive, right? And I'm like, great, I get to enjoy the sun. Dude, we're 5 miles away, right? After driving, I'm driving like an hour and change, 5 miles away. And it takes another hour to go 5 miles. And then it takes another 30 minutes to find parking once you get in the parking lot. And this place was non-stop. And guess what? It was the normal stores that were insane. Nike, Lululemon, where else? Polo, any of the stocks you could find pretty much, dog. They had 2-3 hour lines. I was like, who the fuck is waiting for that? But yeah, we went. I thought we were going late to avoid everything. We ended up getting trapped, but my girl liked it. You know, it was her first real Black Friday now. Remember she said she wanted one in America? And then yeah, here we are. But yeah, it was crazy. They traveled on Friday. You don't ever travel close to the holidays. I regret it. I regret the drive, but it was cool to see America kind of popping like that. We usually don't. No, dude, it was actually very orderly. Yeah, no PvP, no deathmatch. Everybody was chilling, bro. She didn't get jumped. I was like, oh, it's kind of disappointing. But yeah, she got to really see it. It was packed. She said she's never seen it like that. So at least she got to get some aspect of it. You brave cabas. Dude, I didn't know. I thought nobody was going to go there. I thought I was like, yeah, and then it was late, but then I saw videos. Apparently, people were going to the outlets at like 5 a.m. It was done. It was dumb. Yeah, because usually, like, if you go later, like, because it chilled out. If, like, by the time we were getting ready to leave, it really, really chilled out. And then that's what we did with last year with, like, Newport. We went to Newport, and it was just, you go later, like, you leave at, like, 2 or 3, and then it chills. E-Trade, I don't know, man. I don't even want to talk about it because I don't want to jinx it, but I don't know. God is good, man. Stephen Cohen's bid for Queen's Casino wins approval by New York board. Yeah, Bitcoin again. That's why we were talking Monster there for a little, or MSTR. We waited for the morning fuzz. Home Depot 10-11. Oh, I didn't even think about Home Depot. Well, we'll see too the Cyber Monday today. What sort of deals they are. Yeah, MSTR is down 10 right now. So again, Bitcoin was down by like 5 in the morning. That's your only thing really doing terrible today. Everything else kind of got a bid. But yeah, Bitcoin is going back to the low from the morning. That low there. So MSTR is leading the way down. And then Bitcoin, it was back down to that 5-6%. That was at like 4 a.m. So it hit that early in the morning and then bounced. But yeah, now you're kind of back there. Deer on the high. Wasn't there something like Caterpillar? I'm in a call. CNX. Dude, some of the tech names are doing pretty decent. They're just kind of chilling. It's all Bitcoin right now. Bitcoin and a couple of values and some other leaders from the last couple weeks going on. Yeah, Meta's giving up there, not doing too hot. And then Amazon too, actually. Amazon was in the green, and then China is solid, but it slowed down a little bit, but it's still up there. AI raises big tech systematic threats to EU bank. Watchdog warns. You threw down with somebody at a gas? You got in a fight? Was it just yelling, or were you like throwing punches? What? Oh man, you had a eventful one. Yeah, we didn't. No, it was so weird. Like I only had to deal with bad drivers. That was it. NVIDIA's synopsis says the investment does not contain any commitment to purchase chips. We just really like you. Here's $2 billion. Thank you. Okay. Just wanted to say we like what you're working on. Thank you. DXCM still going. More banks are actually selling now. What the hell happened there? So I don't know if this has to do with Bitcoin or not. Regionals are doing good, but now all the big banks, especially Goldman, they're starting to sell off a little bit more. Even JP Morgan down about 1%. Nasdaq's not as bad. You got to think this time in the morning, Nasdaq was down like 1% when we were at the same spot. So SPY's came back down. If anything, SPY's losing a little bit more. Some tech holding up. Russell got a little worse. So notice Russell's back down to 1. And then the Dow Jones is down by 0.68. That started struggling a little bit too. Interesting. You put him to sleep? So you knocked the fool out? What? No way. Dog, then did you drive away? Or did somebody... You don't get in trouble for that? Oh, man. He said, nah, put him to sleep. Oh, man. You got a video, dude? You gonna put it on YouTube? Actually, don't put it on YouTube. That's a bad idea. And the video says a demonstration of commitment to Synopsys for going all in on the NVIDIA platform. Bitcoin and MSTR Cyber Monday deals are wild. You can, man. You could get like 20% off of last month. Not bad, dog. Bitcoin. It's great. They said that was supposed to be the last time it goes under 90,000, but you get a second chance. Kohl's is climbing up. Let's see more retail. Retail's holding up pretty fine though. Down here, a Pfizer. Oh, that's crazy. Russia, Shoigu, China Foreign Minister Wang Yi to discuss strategic ability on December 2nd. Damn, man. Well, I'm glad you're safe, bro. That's crazy. That's not a fun time. But you did. I'm glad, man. The Lord was with you as you choked him out. That's good, though. I'm glad nothing happened to you guys, man. Everyone's fucking crazy. There was a shooting. There was a shooting in San Fran, which is pretty nuts. And then there was another one in LA. But, you know, I think it was generally safe, considering we saw that bullshit in DC right before. WorldStar, CRM gave it up. U.S. factory activity contracts faster than expected. Robinhood. NVIDIA Synopsys deal is not exclusive. Welcome, Mr. Damario. Yeah, Bitcoin, bro. I don't know. That's the only weird part. MSTR is still just getting cratered right now. I don't have all the details. I need to check I don't track it the same way. I know some people do, but isn't it like well below NAV now? Because last time we talked about it like a week or two ago, they were just going negative, aka they owed more than they have now. So they were negative on how much they have in regards to the Bitcoin. But if that's getting worse, bro, that's not good. All right, man. Well, Bitcoin just hit a new low on the futures, down 6.8. I mean, that one's just odd, you guys, to start off the month, because like dollars down. I think repos even had activity this morning. Like nothing really points to Bitcoin except it's kind of its own thing. There has to be something individual there, or whatever happened over the weekend. But yeah, it's not like there's any other of the same signs. Could be Japan. That might be the only other thing, but other than that, I would say this is kind of more, it's just all contained into Bitcoin, though. It's not the same setup you had last month. It's not any of that liquidity stuff that we saw. It could materialize, but like you're not getting liquidations, you're not getting any of that. But if it does, we'll see. I mean, that halting of silver was weird on Friday or Thursday. But other than that, like, see if gold starts to slip, see if the dollar starts to rocket up. But yeah, it's not there's nothing other than Bitcoin that's actually doing a move like this. I think it's much more contained. Intel is stick down. Yeah, a little bit. I think all of the chips now, some more than not, they're over collateralized. 8 to 10 billion in debt, over 60 billion in Bitcoin. Oh, so they're doing good then. Well, relatively to that, but I do know they're in people are getting worried about MSTR. That's been the story all month, or last month. But I thought after the bounce, people were feeling good after the little 90,000. They were chilling out a little bit, but no, that didn't stick. Well, usually, I mean, think about it. When it's like every couple of years, you get some crazy Bitcoin, or some crypto. Maybe Bitcoin's not the word. Crypto. There's usually some scam. I mean, think about it. You had the what's it called? The Luna, the FTX. I think there was one more after that. So if that's the case, I mean, they were trying to say the one thing with Ethereum. That's what Tom Lee was saying, the computer glitch and all that. So yeah, man, we'll see. No, I mean, Trump coin, maybe the Melania. Oh, Hawktua, maybe, but that's Solana. But that wasn't like a blow up. Maybe I should have said that a little better. NVIDIA now rocketing out of nowhere. So again, chips just took a candle down, and now NVIDIA just launched. You sold 200 ounces of silver in last night's auction. Brought an average of $64 an ounce. What? I don't know what happened on Thanksgiving. Did you guys see that? They halted silver. So Thanksgiving night leading into Black Friday, they halted silver. The CME, they halted all the futures because silver went crazy. I think it got limit up, and then, yeah, I mean, I don't know what the physical premium is right now, but yeah, something happened there. That's crazy. You're selling $10, $12 above spot. Their NAV says their market cap is lower than their Bitcoin holding. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. How much wider is that getting? But we were talking about that last month. I mean, even though just one day into the new month, but I do think a lot of signs kind of point towards somebody got clapped last month. That whole little repo shit and everything, somebody got clapped. I just don't think we know who yet. Because that was all weird, man. There was some weird liquidity stuff. And then all of a sudden they pulled the parachutes, and then everyone started talking, and then, yeah, we went back to normal. But I do think, I don't know if it's probably is Bitcoin related, but because that was the other chart. Let's see if I could find it. When was that? That was just a couple days ago. Tell me why. This is from November 20th. So yeah, the average Bitcoin holder is at $90,000. Isn't that crazy? That's for all of the ETF inflows. And that's the part I don't like. This is what we talked about 2 weeks ago now. I guess 3 almost. No, 2. Was that I didn't like the volume, man. The fact, this is what I was always telling you guys, where it's like Bitcoin doesn't have to go to zero, is if it goes up a lot and then all of the transactions come in at a higher price, you see like 30-40% decline. That could threaten more people than not. You tried to buy Thanksgiving Day at pawn shops, they sold out. 57.60s this morning on spot. What? Dog, I'm about to start breaking out the bricks, dog. You know what I'm saying? I'm about to start breaking out the bricks, man. No way. Fucking $60. Well, again, it's related to either war or AI, beyond just all the other reasons to own silver, or lack thereof. Let's see. Yeah, silver spot's 57.47 right now. Crazy, man. Remember, we talked about silver at the beginning of the year. We had a lot of silver plays. Because remember, you know, every time I'd freak out, yeah, holy shit. So yeah, look. Because you guys remember, we would do this game a lot lower. I don't know if you guys recall. Some of you do if you've been really locked in. You remember I was showing you guys that this year, and every time it would get above to that level, I was like, dude, something's happening. Like, you don't watch this happen too often. But yeah, silver. So maybe someone did blow up even like more. Because that's, again, around 2008 when you had that. It was similar setup. But, dude, you're well above the all-time high on silver now. That's crazy. So, yeah, you're about to hit 60. You'll be like, what, 50% higher, a little bit less than the previous all-time high? It's kind of nuts, dude. So that's something. I mean, now I'm doing it again, you guys, where I look at silver, I'm like, it's crazy. It's crazy. So, yeah, bro. Very, very nuts. Buy up 50%, whatever the hell this is. I don't know if it's Asian. Sounds like it. And Cody on the high. Have I checked the value of the Saki app? No, not since you guys last told me. Was that like $3,000 or something? I don't know if NFTs are coming back, dude. I think that one was, should have sold it at 150. Good times, good times. I'm glad real estate still held up though. You know, that's been those are the investments that went crazy, and they didn't have the same fall down at the same time. Dog, silver's nuts, man. I'm doing it again, you guys, because now you have silver going nuts with Bitcoin getting clobbered, and then all of the rumors of someone getting blown up it's pretty much 2 weeks, but all of that really tracks. It's kind of nuts. iRobot. She's like, why is iRobot going crazy? Up 26? I don't know if there's any news on. Remember, that's part of the Amazon, I think, or they weren't allowed to get bought by Amazon, one or the other. Yeah, something's going on with iRobot. Well, I think next year is going to get crazy in other ways. Why do people freak out when silver goes up? $60 isn't anything crazy. Yo, you should have seen me at $30. I was tweaking. Even at $27, I was tweaking out. Because silver doesn't go up. Like, silver is pretty abundant. So the fact that and it's used in everything. That's most things have some portion of silver in it. So it might even lead to like theft, because people will start fucking stealing shit to scrape up the metal. But you know, it just doesn't go up like that. It should be a cheap commodity. So the commodities aren't supposed to appreciate like that. And when they do, it's because something either changed or something's wrong. And that's why every time it would get to these prices, we would kind of have a freak out and talk about it. But it's really done that all year. So, $60 an ounce doesn't seem like a lot, but considering most of its history, it was trading at like $20 or less, dude. Even 20 was a crazy price on silver, depending on where. Like, I think I bought my silver at $12 an ounce. I think my average price on silver is like 12 or 14. I have a ridiculous, again, I was buying those bricks for under $2,000. I think I got one at $1,200 or $1,500. I had 100 ounces. I own several hundred ounces of silver, but like, that's why I'm tripping, because I'm like, what the fuck do you mean those bricks are worth? I got $10,000 worth of silver at least in just sitting around somewhere. And then let alone, at one point, this used to be like $40, $30. You hear this sound? That was like $30, $40. Now it's $120. That's crazy. So yeah, the fact that it's a commodity, very ample, very well supplied, the fact it's going up, I mean, it says a lot, or it says something has changed, or it just speaks more to that dollar money debasement that everybody's been going over. It's the second most versatile commodity on the planet. Well, listen, I'm happy for all of the silver bugs. You know that? I've never really got too like emotional besides my freakouts here, but like I never invested in silver like it was the next big thing because it's fucking older than all of us. But I'm very happy that the silver bugs and all the silver stackers, I hope you guys got a bag out of it, man. And somebody asked me the other day, they're like, would I sell gold or silver to buy a house? I would, brother. I would. That's your down payment right there. That's for real. Because now if you're telling me if you had 2 silver bricks, you had 200 ounces of silver that you could have gotten for like $2,000, that's worth $10,000 now, or give or take, probably like 8. No, 12,000. Holy fuck. Oh, probably 10,000 at bulk discount, right? But yeah, that's a down payment, dude. That's a down payment. Oh, Merry Christmas! Why do I get a Christmas gift? Oh, legal. Oh no, Merry Christmas. Amen. I love it, bro. Did you guys know? Uncle's Christmas song, or legal? He's releasing it on December 9th. So you're going to get your Christmas song, brother. Oh, man. Merry Christmas. Thank you. And, hey, I got you guys a gift this year, okay? I gave it to you a couple weeks ago. XBI. That was your guys' gift for all. So I did hope it. Remember, you should have monetized it by now. So I hope you have, brothers. I hope you have. Woo! Come on. It's the best time of year, Chad. God bless you. Merry Christmas, Chrysler, Christmas. That's all you get. That's all you get. That's the best I could do. You guys could wait 7 days, right? Yeah, 8 days. You get a week. You'll get the whole song. You want me to leak it now, or you want me to just let y'all wait? You guys could wait. I don't know. I don't know if it's too early. You've been enameling silver on the side as a side income? What does that mean? What do you mean enameling? Are you like creating like the collectible pieces or what? Hold up. Put me on game. Let me put you on game. The CME, not silvers. It started with silver, I believe. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure silver got halted first and then it started, they halted everything. But I'm pretty sure it was silver related. Or at least that was the one that limited up or went crazier. God bless you, brother. So that's silver right there. That's like that's 1.5 ounces of silver right there. That used to get you 5 ounces of silver. Well, yeah, I want to see. What is it? What is silver enameling? What do you do? They said cooling issue, Aurora, Illinois. This is -6 currently. That needs to be colder. You got too scared to do the XBI. I made it easy. Like, that was one of the best trades this quarter. Because, again, and then now, even for the end of the year, you're going to get a lot of biotech shit. It was up earlier this morning. It just dropped too. But You know, the whole idea was, like I said, I was like, you could have blamed me. So if you wanted to get me a gift, you could have been like, oh, Josh, the play lost. I spent my money on XBI. But then I was like, if it hit, then Merry Christmas. You can't say I didn't do it. That was on top of everything else. But I did hope that one was easy. So unfortunately, the time is up for it. I don't know if I'll have more Christmas gifts for you guys. But yeah, we'll find out. Isn't that repolishing items? Oh, is it? Is that what it is? I don't know how to do it. That's for teeth silver caps? Oh man, I used to have silver in my teeth back in the day. I had a temporary silver one. Yeah, silver's still up. We chilled out a little bit. Honestly, the only issue right now today is the Bitcoin shit. UK Secretary Murray, OBR's finding on early access of fiscal report are very serious indeed. Bloom Energy on the low. When am I taking off for vacay? I don't know. So I don't think I wanted to go to Europe, but I don't think, because like if I leave, I want to be back before Christmas. So then, and I can't leave until I have a couple of things until like middle December. So I'd only have like a week to go to Europe, and I'm not trying to fly 19 hours. So, but I'm thinking around December 14th, I'll take off, and then I will have something for the locked in. I'll either have the news wire up for you guys, or I'll just pop in and out for you, and then we'll leave a chat up for everybody too. But yeah, so I'll be here for the next couple weeks, but then towards the end, I'm gonna take off. Well, yeah, I'm not going to Europe anymore. I don't think. I might go somewhere closer, but I don't want to do it. I could still do it, but I don't want to. I'm really not trying to do 19 hours of flying for only a week. Zelensky says Russia steps up missile and drone attacks to break Ukrainians down. Unity's still going. And then MSTR finally getting a candle. SPY just at VWAP, man. I mean, the Russell got a little better. Dow got a little worse. SPY's the best now. And then NASDAQ still better than when we were here earlier in the morning. So not too bad. Dude, I got a massage the other day, bro. And dude, it hurt. No, I did plan months prior, but then the plan changed, unfortunately. Because I was able to leave on December 1st. That was the initial plan. But then my girlfriend and my family, they had some changes. So now it's December 12th to the 14th. That's when I could leave. All right, SPY's starting to run up there. More chips on the high, and now even more retail. Again, whatever is Unity, they're up 2.5. They're getting volume. We'll see if there's any news. But now Lyft, again, Uber was up earlier. That flipped. But like Asmel and a couple of other chips in cloud are moving up as well. All right, well, you're coming right back up there. NASDAQ did good. It's mainly this SPY, though, and I think it's a little broader. Is that energy? Okay, SOX is going up. It's a lot of chips moving up. I think it could be NVIDIA still. Yeah, even Intel's waking back up too. Goldman makes a $2 billion bet on Boomer Candy. Oh yeah, bro, you went to San Diego? Did you actually catch lobsters or what? I want to go fishing. Can we go fishing? Is it possible? I want to go fishing this year. Let's do it in like a week or two. Or I'm down to do it this weekend, bro. You guys want to do it, Chad? Can we do a Chad fishing trip? I'll get a fucking boat and then let's do it. Are you again? Oh, are you serious? No, maybe we're just doing another one on the other chat. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Let's go, bro. Legal. Let's go fishing, dog. Are you a fisher? Are you a fisher of men? You did it once in the bay. No, I really want to go, actually. Let's get a boat. I'm down. Let's get a fucking boat. The thing with boats, though, we can only fit, like, I think 15 people unless we get on. I could probably talk to the Point Loma, like, sport fishing people. And then we could, like, get, like, a big charter. We could do it. We could go to Mexico. You guys know that? You could take a charter boat and go. That's it, bro. And we could just take it down to Mexico. And then maybe we stop. I don't know if they'll let us stop for a little bit. I'd be down to stop for a little bit. Yeah, let's do it, man. Email me. If you want to do it, email me. tradingfraternity@gmail.com. If you're banned, you can't come. I can't even trust you in the chat. Why would I take you on a fucking boat with me? That's crazy. Yeah, you need a passport if we do the Mexico. I'd be down to keep it in San Diego, but I think we could do one. Yeah, no, they limit you, though, on the boats. Like, if you want to take people, there's, like, a limit on how many people. Take a 3-day charter out of San Diego, Bluefin, use Independence. Dog, let's go. I've always wanted it. I've never done it. That's why I'm saying, let's go. We should do it next week or 2 weeks. We could do it even before the December. Before the middle of the month. I'm so down, bro. You have no idea. Zelensky, we expect discussions with Trump on key plan issues. All right, something just launched, dude. I think it's more so the chips and then the fact that most of the drag was it was all crypto related. And now a lot of other, you're broadening out for sure. This is how Gilligan's Island started. You know, I used to love that show, bro. I like the remake. Please include me. Bro, you just gave me the idea. You're first on there, Ryan. You're first on there. Let's do it, bro. I want to go like ASAP though. I'm not trying to like wait. I want to do it the next weekend or the weekend after that. Someone find a charter. Find a charter or we'll rent our own, but if we want to do Mexico, I think we're going to need someone to take us. No, I don't get seasick. I like boats and shit. Big fan. All right, Microsoft also went up. Palant. I think it was all those big tech ones mixed with Nvidia. But then Microsoft was struggling a little bit. That got a bid. All right, man. Well, you're back up to the high. Only down a quarter on this SPY now. NASDAQ 0.3. It's kind of crazy how 10, 20 minutes ago it looked a little uglier, but it's really not that bad, man. And then Intuit running up. I got Airbnb on the high. Yeah. Yeah, Dick's Sporting Goods, Decker, whatever. iRobot, man, that's still launching, bro. Up 40. I don't know. Trump True Social. The United States is very satisfied, displayed through hard work, determination in the country of Syria to do what is intended. Something of Truth Social on Syria. Fishing for answers with Josh. I like it. All right, man. Even value starting to go up. Any good restaurants that'll cook it? Oh, we'll cook it, dog. I've seen a video. I can figure it out. Hits image. Be careful if he's terrible if you got a bone in there though. Unity and iRobot, those are your hype plays for right now. And then any of the like values going up, or not value, like retailers. A couple of value names, but staples are still kind of lagging. Oracle. When's Oracle's earnings? Is it this week? I thought they already reported. Am I tripping? Or I think theirs in like January, maybe later. Where's Intel? Intel hit a high, still a down. Tap. So Tap, I like Tap still. It's just ex dividends in a couple of days, so it's either gonna sell off 5% or run up 2-3 more. Oracle reports on the 12th. Oh no way. So yeah, I think it was later. France Macron. Something about Ukraine. And then Flutter, gambling stocks are going up. There's Tapperoonie as well. Tap, 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 tap. Still near the high. A couple of other things doing pretty good. Oh, it's not as bad anymore. I mean, the Russell's still down. SPY, I think equal weight should be near green though. No, it's still the same though. 0.2. So if anything, the SPY got better. That means whoever was green in some of the other techs, they did a little better. Damn, 65 on Nike. That thing's still running. And let's get your checkup once again. We're at 8 o'clock, 30 minutes till power hour. 10 green on the Dow, 20 in the red. That got a little worse. SPY got 10 names better, or NASDAQ did. 47 green, 53 in the red. And then S&P got 234 green, 267 in the red. I think like 20 probably went green there. So a little bit of broadening out mixed in with the ones doing good, still leading the way. And more retail, big box stores going up too. Fed's still focused on banks' commercial real estate lending. And you got a JP Morgan set of data too. Pfizer on the low. They just took a stick, 10 cents down. Lows on the high still again. I already got that up there. HT, man, they got a downgrade. People were tripping on that earlier. I think all the food plays. I mean, Chipotle's doing good. Bros. I drove by a Bros, dude, over the fucking, on the way to the outlets. I drove by a Bros. Why did they have one in the middle of fucking nowhere, dude? I'm telling you, I was driving, bro, and the Hemet is terrible, guys. You know that? I've only seen the nice parts of Hemet, and I don't know if that exists, but for some reason, I drove through the shitty part of Hemet, and it was terrible. It was terrible. And then fucking, that's because Hemet's the only place with cheap property still. But, oh, dude, and then they had a Bros out of nowhere. I'm like, where? I see crackhead, then a Dutch Bros. I said, what? It went liquor store, crackhead, Dutch Bros. It was trippy. Merm. What's this? Kind of dumping. Pretty liquid pharma stock. TTD, that one's still up. And then again, iRobot and the other one were launching. And then Anakis, Pfizer took the downside. I don't know. Healthcare is still on the low. And then XBI got knocked. Yeah, Oracle. Fascinating. Happy post-Thanksgiving. It was a good one, man. We enjoyed. We got our ham cutting as well. That was nice. Fed still focused on commercial real estate lending. More energy names on the low. Not necessarily energy, but the stocks. I think oil's up. No, oil just flipped red right there. And then again, more value. Eli Lilly's on the low, or about to be. Joel. Welcome, Joel. Good morning. ADP, Intuit. There's a lot of names. So you're broadening out just a little bit, bro. Just a little bit. Caught your pants fishing? I feel like fishing's dangerous, dude. You're playing with like hooks and needles and shit. I don't know if it's called a needle, but yeah. No, but Hemet, I used to like, because again, Hemet has cheap property. That's like one of the only places in like pretty much that whole area, anywhere like leading up from like San Diego all the way up to like San Bernardino, they all would like, even Hemet's increased in value. But yeah, that place, you could still get a crib for like 200 grand in Hemet, I'm pretty sure. 300 now maybe, but yeah, it's, dude, there wasn't like, even their like local economy, you could tell it was just dead, dude. And it was really bad. There was a lot of homeless people and like a lot of crackheads and a lot of liquor stores. That's all it was. And then it gets better when you get near the freeway, but like because the traffic, I got like routed through this other way, dude, and it was bad. I don't think I've ever seen that part of Hemet. I've seen a lot of it too, and I used to be kind of a fan, or maybe it just got worse. If Apple, yeah, they're about to go, and then materials, a couple more industries going green. You're near the high of the day. I mean, we got 25 minutes till Euro close, so we'll see, and then see if equal weight could go, but still got a little baby gap to fill, and you're still above 6,800. GE on the low. Again, Bloom, I keep seeing that one. Travel's on the high. Travel's actually killing it. I like TTD. I think they have some like competition with everybody. You know, everybody used to use TTD, and then now they're kind of create their own like ad servicing. So I think it's a company that has like, it has good history. It's one of the worst names on the SPY right now. I don't know if it'll stay on the SPY, but if it does remain, I think you have a lot of upside. But then also too, if they kind of lose their business to everybody doing it in-house, then yeah, it might, you know, it might get a little worse, because it started off very cheap, and then as they got clients in business, they did very well. But then yeah, and then the only problem, you got to ask yourself, do you use it? That's the problem I have with some of these S&P names, because like I see a lot of value on there, but I'm not familiar with all of them. I know what they are, but I don't really use them in my day-to-day life. And then again, like the 10-year test, that's really what you got to figure out. Because right now, if you buy anything with value and you really think it'll survive the 10-year test, I think it's just going to be guaranteed money. But if it can't survive that, then you're screwed. Silver. So again, we hit the high coming down here, but like I say, broadening out a little bit. NASDAQ's holding that. Dow got a little better, and then SPY, probably the real winner on all of this. Dude, I think Victorville is better than Hemet, dude. We used to make fun of Victorville. You remember that? Like maybe like 15, 20 years ago? Everybody would like clown on Victorville of like, because it had low population. But I think Victorville has expanded a lot, dude. Like Victorville, because it's on the way to Vegas, and then like the truckers and everything, like Victorville's kind of popping, dude. As odd as that may sound. I never thought I'd say that. But yeah, I actually had this talk the other day. Where was it? I was talking to somebody from Beaumont. Was it Beaumont? Let me see, where was it? I think it was Beaumont. And then they were telling me about Victorville too, but like we were talking about how it's kind of, it's gotten a lot better. Your son was born on Thanksgiving? No way, bro. Congratulations. That's hype. A new Chad is born. Woo! Okay, Nike, Dick's Sporting Goods, Decker, all of those clothing ones. Decker's lagging a little bit, but then it led the way earlier. iRobot's loan waiver expired following the bankruptcy warnings, sparking unconfirmed speculation. Yeah, is that it? Don't say it's up 40. I don't see anything on it. That one's still 50 now. Jibo. Oh yeah, Victorville is kind of popping, dude. It's kind of popping. It's disgusting. Was it Brawley? That's the other. Brawley's, I think, smaller than Victorville now. Yeah, man. Here we are. Here we are. Salute. Check the crime rate in Victorville. Yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. I like the cheap Cali real estate, but I was surprised, man. I don't know. I think there might be some shakeups. But Victorville's like a couple hours out. Like Hemet, you're still like an hour or two from San Diego or LA. So that's like the good part about it. But yeah, it's still, that was shocking. Gold to silver ratio's down. Happy birthday to your wife, baby. Amen. Take her out to a nice dinner. Let's go. I hope it's a good one. I hope y'all enjoy the last month of the year, man, and get ready for the next. And that's it, man, in the long term. And then I hope y'all think about property too, because I know you may not want to right now, and it may seem odd, but I'm telling you, bro, you gotta find the deals, and a lot of people are willing to negotiate. Way more than any time, but then it's slower. Still hunting, baby. It's good. Let's see if you see one that's like good. Check. Remember, best area possible, and then find the ones, because now people like the liquidity is real. So now you can't sell a house as fast as you used to. So people, if they really want to get motivated, like that's what motivates them, because then you could let someone know, man, like I'm ready to go. They'll take a good offer, especially after it's sat for X amount of time. Cheapest house in the best neighborhood, baby. Amen. Victorville, Hesperia, Apple Valley. It is. It's getting a lot better. I think it's because of the trucking. It's like the route. That's how you got to go from Cali to, and even Arizona. You got to cross through Victorville. It depends which route you take, but those are like trucking towns. And like there's towns where like manufacturing and shipping, but like they used to be dead, bro. They used to be really, really dead. It's kind of like, again, Hemet just doesn't have an economy. That's the only downside, but like those places all have an economy. That's the crazy part about it. So I don't know if y'all are in the space. If you work in there, I'd look into it. I mean, it's not the most ideal, and like I'm saying, it's changed a lot, but I have heard a lot. But those are still, we're talking $200,000 houses. You got to make me look up Victorville, dog. Yeah. These used to be way cheaper, but $500,000 for a 3,000 square foot home. And they got 330s. Let's see the lowest price one. That's not a damn mobile home. They got mobile homes with the land for like 50K. That's crazy though. Want it long train. A lot of lots for sale. Yeah, 195, 180. And then 2s and 3s. But there's 2 houses at 180 and 195. They need work though. But yeah, it's still crazy considering how much it's been active. But damn, this one sold for 235. That's weird. So somebody there bought a condo for 230 and now they're trying to sell it for 180 just after a couple months. And one of them's a forecloser. This one's 100 grand below too. What the fuck? So yeah, that's what. Welcome to liquidity. So like you see this. So look, this guy bought this house, dude, in November 24, pretty much beginning of this year, for 160, and then listed. Wait, no, I think he sold it here. Oh, listed for sale at 240. But yeah, he's already lowered this thing like what, 70K? That's one, and then this one's a foreclosure. They foreclosed on 280,000, so they owe 280, and now the bank is saying we'll sell it for 195 right now. But that's the problem. That's what I'm telling you guys though. This is in like the random fucking middle of nowhere, but a lot of these are like, I've seen this a lot. Like you will find these houses, and some people are just, again, it's just not selling the same way. And if it's priced too high, I mean, you're talking 30, 40, 50K off, if not more. And then depending on the price of the home, that's a big, big difference. You don't need an all cash for a foreclosure, no. If it's like an auction, sometimes you do, but again, that's even changed a little bit. That's been the crazy part I've seen. Like I've seen a lot of people be willing to loan on those. Nibis, it's only 150 highs. And then again, we hit the high and then just started coming down here. You got Euro close in 15 minutes. Victorville's an hour 20 from LA. Yeah. It's kind of crazy. Yeah, like I'm saying, it has popped up a lot. But then again, I just showed you those 2 examples. You better get a good house if you want to buy out there, because I don't think you're going to get the same sales. And that's why, hence, some of those are recent purchases or recent like actions that are a lot lower. I mean, find one out there if you're near there. If you're already living by there and living in that area, I'd look for one of those deals. Elf popping a little. Where's the other one? Ulta. I want it long trade. Intel came back. All the chips kinda. They had that little pop with the market, and then, dude, we're just back to open. We're about to do 7 hours to nowhere, or what? Okay. Man. What a day, Chatadonia. Welcome back. man. Nike, I whiffed on those still, now even more. There's no way, bro. Nike's went up like 5-7%, I feel like, in the last couple days. It's 10% almost, yeah. Jeez. Hi! Oh, where is it? And then where is it? The value? Ultimatum. They're all up a decent amount. More retail movements. Abivine, Intel. Alright, well, it's almost push-up time. I need to go to the bathroom. You guys want to do push-ups 10 minutes early? I need to stretch, man. I gotta move around, gotta go to the bathroom. Value in cosmetic and like stores are going up. Actually, Target's kind of really launching right here. Target's getting a little bit more active. I don't think all the stores are doing that. That's bigger volume. Let's see. Check Target if there's any news. I think it just could be a level. Remember, are there post earnings too? They went down a little bit off that, then just rallied. And then Nibis 2, Japan. Talks a holiday AI assisted shopping. No, I don't see anything. But yeah, Target's moving up. Chattadonia, welcome back on a Monday in December. It's it, the last month of the year. I hope you had a good day so far. It's decent. I mean, not the same melt up as Friday, but, you know, still not bad. A couple of pockets are doing good. At 50-50 here. Maybe 60-40. A couple more names down than not. But yeah, man, move around. Get the body moving. I'm going to go to the bathroom and start stretching. So, yalla.
3.8 billion. How are you thinking about, how are you seeing growth, and how are you thinking about what the future looks like as a public or private company?
Look, the platform is healthy and strong, and we're just really focused every day on growth and really focused on where our customer is today, and more importantly, where our customer is going. So we're spending a lot of time thinking about the future of commerce, the gamification of commerce, the fact that e-commerce is getting more and more engaging every single day, and we're working on new business models, new product launches that we'll be able to share more about in the quarters ahead that really tie to where the consumer is going. And it's a shifting sentiment, but we focus on fueling our customers' passion for the products they love. And we feel like if we're focused on what the customer is doing, where the customer is going, that there's a lot of growth ahead. We're coming up on our 10-year anniversary, but we still feel like we're in the very, very early journey of the StockX story.
Okay, well, thank you for joining us to talk us through what you're seeing this holiday season. And we look forward to some of those updates as well. Greg Schwartz, thank you.
Thanks for having me on.
Still ahead this morning, ChatGPT turned 3 years old over the weekend. We'll get a closer look at how OpenAI shifted from disruptor to incumbent and what that means for the competition.
Then more quality control issues at Airbus, what it means for the holiday travel season and the stock when we come right back.
Push-up time, chest to the sun, flex the core, tuck the hips in, get your body moving, my friend. Oh, I'm sore still. Yeah, man, you gotta move around. You gotta really, man, I missed my morning stretches, 4 days. Without it, bro, and silver, another high. Oh my, and then Oracle now. That's kind of random. I mean, it came up earlier, but yeah. propaganda? Oh, there might be. No. Oh, is there? I think there is.
To operate a casino next to Citi Field in Queens, one of 3 projects that the State Gaming Commission tapped for gambling licenses in the New York City area. Cohen submitted an $8 billion casino proposal with partner Hard Rock International. He was picked alongside Genting Group's Resorts World and Bally's Corp. Recapping stocks lower, S&P down 0.4%. Bitcoin right now down 7.6%, 84,225 on Bitcoin. For on-demand news 24 hours a day, subscribe to Bloomberg News Now wherever you get your podcast. I'm Charlie Pelleton. That is a Bloomberg Business Flash.
Charlie Pell, thank you so much. We appreciate that. Alex Semenova sitting in for Scarlet Food today. I'm Paul Sweeney, Bloomberg International. We're sitting here in New York City. And we are also on YouTube, so you can check us out there. So we got audio, we got the video, we got the whole thing going forward. AI has been the story. It's been one of the key drivers for this equity market performance, really for the last 3 years, I would say 2.5, 3 years. Some crosswinds coming into that discussion these days. Maybe want to see some return on some of that investment. Some of these circular investment deals maybe have some people a little bit concerned here, but a lot of folks are still staying with the trade and the thesis. Sylvia Jablonski joins us here, Chief Executive Officer and Chief Investment Officer of Defiance ETFs. Sylvia, again, where do you stand on this AI trade? It's been so good for so many investors for such a long period of time. Are you still on board?
Yeah, good morning, Paul. I am very much on board. You know, I still think we're in the early innings of AI, and I say that because we obviously got the hype out of AI right out of the gates. Right, there was a lot of investment that went into the pure darlings of AI, like the NVIDIAs of the world. And I think, a lot of it is now starting to come to fruition. It's going to start seeping down into other sectors. So what we need to see now is, I think, news around how is AI changing healthcare? How is AI changing cryptography, aerospace and defense, banks? We got little glimpses of that with the quantum news around HSBC bond pricing and things like this. So I think as AI now becomes tangible and affects the balance sheet and bottom line of different corporations, we'll get some more momentum around that.
A couple more stretches.
Sylvia, when I look back on 2025, one interesting trend has been the demand for levered ETFs. Even amid all the uncertainty, we have all these new products, the 3 times, 5 times single stock ETFs. Where do we go from here when it comes to these products and this insatiable appetite for risk?
Well, it's a great question, and I think where we go from here will depend a little bit on regulatory forces and the powers that be in that sense. But to your point, there have been a lot of 3x, 4x, 5x ETFs filed for by various issuers, and the reason that issuers file for those products is because the demand is there, right? You have a lot of day traders, short-term tactical traders that are looking for the short-term positioning opportunities. They're looking to access leverage outside of a margin account. Levered ETFs have always kind of democratized hedge fund-like products for savvy retail investors that don't have access to the same structures. And so I think the market has evolved, and you do have these, again, very efficient tactical traders that are looking for more exposure to some of the names that they're looking to trade. And what we always had was 3x ETFs on indices, and what we haven't had so far outside of an ETN structure is really a broad-based access to leverage, higher leverage than 2 on single names. And so I think depending on, again, whether they're approved, things like this, if they come to market, I think that there could be some great demand from these products in the future.
So, Sylvia, one of the great stories and developments in global Wall Street over the last, 30, 40 years has just been ETFs in general. Where do you see kind of the next year or two going for the ETF business? Presumably continued inflows, but where do you think that money goes?
Yeah, I think continued inflows for sure. And Paul, I think I've been talking to you for many, many years around ETFs, and we were saying things like, ETFs are catching up with mutual funds. I wonder what'll happen, right? And here they are. They're just like taking over the world, and trillions of dollars are coming in. And so I think that, the puck is going to active structures. I think that ETF issuers have become quite clever in terms of the different products they offer. Whether it's a single name equity that generates it's income, like a BitMiner ETF that pays a yield, right? Or whether it's a levered ETF, or whether it's a buffer type of fund, you know, or thematic ETFs that give you access to, we were talking about AI before, like AI power, AI, you know, AI warfare, Jedi types of stuff. Like there's just so many good ideas that have come into the market. And I think a lot of the assets are going to flow into those good ideas. We're in a real sweet spot, I think, for innovation and, you know, investor friendly products right now.
Sylvia, a buzzword that I haven't really heard in a while amid this risk-off mood is quantum. That is a sector within AI that I know you've liked in the past. Where do you see it going in 2026?
Yeah, so I think quantum, like anything else, you know, these pullbacks tend to be good for things like AI, you know, AI power, quantum computing. Those are the names. Obviously, they're high growth. They have higher levels of risk. They're high beta, so they tend to fall first. And I think that they end up being places where, you know, savvy investors with long-term views end up looking to, you know, kind of cherry pick and dollar cost average in. But you know, I think quantum, again, is if AI is in its infancy, you know, quantum is surely in its infancy. Although we're seeing some great proof points from quantum computing. Again, we mentioned the HSBC, the bond pricing. You know, we've talked about IBM and some of the enhancements and you know, innovations that they've had in quantum computing. You know, we've heard about D-Wave, we've heard about Rigetti, we've heard about IonQ.
I just woke up with the sore ass.
Some of these
EMB.
companies are sorry,
it's a fucking ETF.
Yeah, some of these companies are just really in their infancy. And I think that as they get to a point of profitability, stronger balance sheets, and actually, you know, start showing returns and strong earnings, I think they'll capture the interest of investors. But quantum computing, I think, is the next, you know, 5 to 10 year thing.
Sylvia, thanks so much for joining us. We always appreciate getting a few minutes of your time. Sylvia Jablonski, she's a Chief Executive Officer and Chief Investment Officer, which means I think she's the boss, at Defiance ETFs. Appreciate getting some of her thoughts. Airbus, I'm taking a look at Airbus here, trading on the Paris Exchange, down about 5.6% today on some continued reports about some quality issues at their A320 plane, which is kind of their backbone plane. So let's see what's happening with that stuff. We kind of became used to that type of news as it relates to Boeing and their 737 Maxes over the last several years, but now it seems like Airbus may be having some headwinds, to say the least here. George Ferguson, Senior Aerospace, Defense, and Airlines Analyst for Bloomberg Intelligence, joins us here. George, what's going on at Airbus? They've been able to kind of fly under the radar quality concern issue-wise till just recently.
Yeah, I mean, I think they've also had their challenges in the supply chain along the way. Just Boeing's challenges were so much greater that they stole the spotlight, if you will. But I mean, look, the aerospace supply chain is a bit thin, right? It doesn't have the same redundancy
like
as
when they interview them
in an auto supply
be like, oh,
chain.
yeah, no idea
so
that was going on.
Problem at one of your suppliers,
like, there was a casino?
You know, it can really interrupt the ability to deliver airplanes. And
I had
right
no
now,
idea.
What you're seeing is that Airbus already has a really tall
crazy
order to meet the something like 820 airplane guidance or delivery guidance they've got for this year. We don't think they're going to make it. I think they need 70 plus A320s in the last 2 months of the year, November, December. We haven't seen November's numbers yet, but we'll see them soon. We think that's pretty hard, given they've kind of delivered 55-ish most months of in the last couple you know, sort of months. And so I think a quality problem here probably really places in doubt their ability to make that guidance, and that's going to hurt their profitability for the year. So I think you've seen the market react to that.
George, you mentioned that really ambitious target for 820 aircraft deliveries by the end of this year. How disappointed could investors get if it fails to meet that target, on top of the, you know, headwinds that this company is already facing?
Well, I mean, so I think you're starting to see, you know, the disappointment here. Again, I'd be surprised if most investors weren't already concerned that the target was too high. I think Airbus has really put out a bunch of very ambitious build rate targets, right? I think our latest number in A320 is that we would be going to something like 75 a month. And that's consistently throughout the entire year, right? By the end of 2026, which to us just seems far too high. And I feel like Airbus keeps trying to lead the supplier base by pushing these higher numbers out and trying to pull the supplier base along, and then over time lowers some of these expectations. So look, I think anything they miss now isn't going away. it gets pushed into the next year and the next year. And again, I think the bigger challenge here is investors have to ask themselves, are a lot of these Airbus targets for delivery rates, are they just too ambitious, and don't we have to sort of knock them down when we build our consensus for what we think the company's going to be able to do?
Because, George, I mean, a number like 70 seems really high to me, because when we talk about Boeing, it's like, gee, I hope they can get to 40, maybe to 50. Does Boeing typically run that far behind on a production schedule than a Airbus?
So I would say that if you would consider normal the end of the last decade when both were building,
I think it is interesting because you don't really, we've only heard about Boeing having the shitty quality. But yeah, they had an issue, I think with the fuselage or something. That's what I get for going to the Chauncey Billups Entrepreneur Program Scholarship. That's crazy, bro. It's Chauncey, man. Chauncey. It is Euro close, man, 4 minutes ago. So it's good. I'm glad we did push-ups earlier. I knew it'd take some time. I needed a good stretch, bro. I needed a good stretch. That's why, man, this so ass. I hope y'all moved around. Y'all better do that this holiday. That's what I learned, man. Thanksgiving reminded me. And it's going to be easy to not move around, bro. You got to make sure you actually stay moving. Water on the high. Maggin, CoreWeave, TAP, Bud, Whirlpool. A lot of values actually going up. All right. Dang it, TAP. Shit, I'll wait till tomorrow. But if TAP goes up too much, that's going to be off the list. Because, again, we're still up on it. But, yeah, it's going to do the ex-dividend move. But yeah, a lot of these values have moved around here. UK OBR resigns after probe into early budget release. Remember, that happened last week. Remember, they released the budget before the speech. That guy just quit, or he resigned. Microsoft, too. That's going to help lead up the SPY. Up to again, CoreWeave. High ticker's getting pretty active here. I mean, the NASDAQ is actually catching up. So look, equal weight's doing the best. SPY pretty much half of or equal weight's half of the SPY right now. But again, NASDAQ was lagging, so you've been up here a couple times, but NASDAQ's actually starting to gain a little bit more, it looks like. Yeah, NASDAQ is closer to the high. I knew it. So not bad chatter down here. Still bright and early. Still bright and early. So yeah, man. Let's talk about the long term. How do you guys feel? Because I like TAP. I like TAP because I want a dividend stock. But like I'm saying, we're already up on it. That's what sucks. So if it goes up too much, I don't think that'll be on our list. But then, yeah, man, we have a couple out there. So I even like Cal Maine. Homeboy brought that up last week. I think that one's an interesting one considering how it's all played out. But other than that, UPS, Target, we can talk about TTD, Fiserv. I mean, you guys tell me. You guys might have been waiting for this. Are you ready? You don't need to say anything. Like, you don't need to say, just please keep it controlled. What do you like on that list? I would like to hear it in the chat. I am now soliciting your plays. If you ever wanted to flex or post a play, that's fine. And then also, too, if all you've done is post about a play, maybe you should reframe. Some of you have already been pumping. DoorDash, ServiceNow, and a couple of others. Yeah, Clorox. But yeah, I do think we should shop because it sucks. Because, like, if we don't buy anything now, I'm just under 20% cash on the big account. And then if anything moves up too much, we might have to pretty much, pass on it. Because I like Target, but that one's up. Like, some of them are up from the bottom, even like TAP. But, at some rate, it's like if we really think they're quality, then we might just have to. You might have to pay a little bit more. You like Target, Fiserv. You like UPS, Molina, Target, UNH. Healthcare deals are both Molina and UNH. I do like Molina for a healthcare deal. Only ONON, that's running up right now. Only issue is healthcare could still be dead for another year. That's the only downside. But I do like it. I think it's very valuable. Pfizer, Whirlpool looks nice because it was more expensive. Just less divvy, but they still do have a divvy. Adobe, NVO. NVO hit the level 4 low. Macy's going up. Again, Macy's has earnings. Again, a lot of them. RCL with a decent pop. RCL with the dollar pop into the high. Check the other ones. NCL, yeah, all the cruise lines started to run up. Would I double down on Sweetgreens? No, I might be down to add more. Maybe we do primarily value and then pick up another one of these like growth names. But remember, I kept it very small with Sweetgreens and Chipotle. I think I put more on Chipotle, but remember, we split that one up because we kind of were expecting it to go down, but now it's either we focus on value or not. But I'd be down to pick up a little bit more, but it's not as if we're in a situation where, you know, like Sweetgreens shouldn't have cost you that much. You should have kept it a lot smaller. And that's why, too, if we pick up any value name or like a growth name that's down, I would probably keep it small again, too. Oh, Kimberly, if that gets cheaper. Deserve. CRM. I like CRM, but I want it. That one's going to be high risk, high reward. But that's a big ass name, too. That's good. You're up on NVO and Chipotle. That's crazy. I don't think that's what we asked, but that's good. Like I said, I want you guys. I'm actually offering you an opportunity without banning you. So let's come on. What are you eyeing for the long term right now? Let's talk about it if you want to. Otherwise, I do hope that you know your Chad flex will reflect. So I'll leave that for your credit history. You want TTD, Lulu, NVO, and Target. I do like Lulu as well, but I do think I need to check the value. But I do like NVO. NVO is probably the top one. I like NVO, TAP, then UPS, and Target. And then Procter & Gamble, but I don't know if we're going to get Procter & Gamble cheaper. That's the only thing I don't like about Procter & Gamble. I like that it's down and we could get like a slight discount, but it's not like, and it doesn't pay that high of a yield. I think you're at like, what, 2% on PG? Let's see. 2.8, I guess, is not too bad. UPS is still a high yielder, even though it went up, but you do have the divvy risk, which I could see. Kimberly Clark. Kimberly Clark's 4.8. They bounced up a little bit, but that's like a shittier Procter & Gamble. Cake, bro. I feel like Cake we should have got when it went lower. I don't know if I could buy it on the rip, but they have done pretty well. Actually, they did come down. Yeah, remember, dude? Cake. I don't know. Maybe. I think you're better in the 20s, but if you really insist, that's a 2.2 yield. So here's the deal. Think about, there's definitely a theme coming up. A lot of you guys have brought up good names now. And, well, no, some of them weren't value, but like it seems like most of them are dividend payers. That's kind of what I keep seeing here. So we'll find out, man. We'll find out. So we'll see. Yeah. I don't know, man. Nike. I like Nike, but we got it. Didn't we get it like 62 or 57? So Nike's similar. I think we're still down on it if we wanted to add. Dash is ripping, and now Spy too. FLYE, whatever the fuck this is. And then Zeta. Visa. That's an interesting one. UNH, if it can drop to 300. I would consider UNH next year. I like UNH though. If you don't, I've always said it, and I said Molina, all the healthcare, bro, it's very, very similar. You just gotta hope that it's not dead money. So then we'll see what happens. I banned you for saying buy UPS at 83. I think it was deeper than that. You might have been a bitch in other ways. Does that make sense? Because like That's very sassy of you to use your opportunity to come back and be like, you banned me for 80. Bitch, did you buy Meta at 90? Did you buy Intel at before everybody in the world, bitch? What the, you want me? I've been hella nice to y'all all day. Is that they want that, huh? But it's okay. I won't do that to you, okay? Like I said, you guys, I'm not trying to, I'm actually asking you for you to share your opinions. Some of you are very, very homosexual, and you have used this opportunity to not answer the question. Okay, I don't want this sassiness out of you right now. All I'm asking for is for you to share some good info. So use this time. I will strongly encourage you to talk about, because I'm about to do a long-term play. I might not do it today, but I either gotta shoot and buy something now, or we're gonna wait for some of these other ones. So I'm glad you got some good money. I hope you got the other ones. I don't want this to turn into a who has the bigger dick contest, because I think I win. But either way, maybe you win in your own eyes too, so that's good, and I hope you're happy with your long term. But yeah, some of these were good plays. I like the Visa. I think that's a new one that I haven't heard most people talk about. And then like I was saying, the healthcare, I like them. I was telling you guys, you been there. No. So yeah, when it's all said and done, I do think you might have to wait a little bit. Or if you like value and you don't care about dead money for a little bit, then yeah, you buy healthcare. I think Molina is the best deal right now. CNC and UNH went up, but Molina is probably the cheaper one. UNH is probably the highest quality, and then yeah, that's pretty much how it is. So yeah, well, what else you guys got? Any real ones? No, if not, I don't want to. I like some of these. We could go down the list. I don't know. I'm kind of down to do what we did with Chipotle and Sweet Greens. I think I'm gonna, because it looks like a lot of the ones you guys are bringing up are value. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these are dividend payers. So it's I think we grab 80% dividend, and then we maybe pick up one of these growth names that are not really a dividend payer, but are cheaper. Yeah, Molina's the Burry one. UNH just joined Molina in Texas. It's not even 9 a.m.? Oh, wow, it is 8:45. Airbnb, I probably wouldn't touch it. Not unless you never bought it before, but it is a little lower than our, like, 120, I think was one of my last ones. But I want Airbnb at 100. Anything below 100, I think, is easy. So, yeah. Chipotle in the 20s. It might get there. I mean, at this point, we were down a lot more on it, but now it's like 10%. But remember, Chipotle and Sweet Greens, we went really small on those. And what you should focus on is the mix. That's what I'm saying I'm probably going to do here, is that I'm going to go 80% into value, and then I'm either going to add to one of those, or I'm going to pick up another, like, cheaper growth name that has a lot of upside. Comcast and P-Sky. I don't like the communications too much, though. Communications media, I'm not the biggest fan. And we already had the Disney. But then the big account's lacking on some of those. So maybe. Because that's also the dilemma, too, is that the big account, we only have a couple names. It's not as broad. And then the other account's a lot bigger. And then we have less cash. Big account, I have more cash. The YouTube account, which is bigger, though, I don't have as much. So yeah, we're going to have to act accordingly. But all right, well, thank you guys. I think there was a lot of plays in there that you could talk about. A recommendation for the long term in the food sector? I don't have any recommendations. No, none of this is a recommendation. I don't know if I'm going to buy food. Are you talking like food services or like a restaurant? Well, damn it, Tap. Well, Tap might be out the list unless it drops tomorrow. Because Tap just moved up 1.5 and then X-Divvy's in a couple of days. Yeah, we do have pizza and CMG. Food producers, I like Cal Maine. That's the one the guy brought up yesterday. I haven't researched it fully, but there's a lot of things that looked attractive with it. Grab. Let me see. Why not grab Sweet Green or Chipotle since it's down? I might. That's what I was saying there. That's definitely on the list. Chipotle's not down as much. Sweet Greens looks a little bit better, but now also too, other names have came down even more. So that's how it's always going to play. That's remember how we go. Let the portfolio speak to you, and then, you know, as we've been waiting, we got to wait like a month and a half, 2 months now. If other names become cheaper, that's exactly why we're kind of going at this speed we're going at. Oh, Conagra? That's actually another food play, yeah. That could be another one. I'm more familiar with Conagra. I like Cal Maine, though, when Homeboy brought that up. I also think it's good. Agriculture, I don't really have in the long term. I think the long term, again, it should be names you know about, things that'll be here for 10 years, but then, like, certain areas, I usually will take healthcare over food and other stuff. I like restaurants, especially if we're buying them at multi-year lows, but I'm not too big of a fan of, like, agriculture. Agriculture is very cyclical. If you watch that interview with the wheat CEO, you know, it goes in waves, but it's not, he's like boom and bust, and you monetize it, but you don't really want to hold it. At least I wouldn't. I mean, some people have found ways to work that into their portfolio, but not necessarily my first choice. So, I mean, healthcare, I think, like I said, that's the deepest value in the world right now. Some have gone up a decent amount. I think Molina is the best deal. And if you don't care about waiting, if you don't care if it stands there for the next year, I mean, I think Molina is the best deal right now in healthcare. And I think even Michael Burry would agree. Because I said the same thing about UNH and CNC, but those are up like 20, 30% from their lows. So you still got deep value, but now you got to wait. But then Molina, that's the one that's actually in the gutter still. So I actually fuck with it. I like Dow Chemical, but didn't they move up recently? Yeah, that, like, it did 10% off the low, but that could be one. That's one, like we say, you indirectly use it a lot. So I think, though, 10 years minimum, something that'll be around for 10 years, and better that you have, like, actual experience with it. Because if you do that, man, you know, I think it'd be great. I think if you know it and actually use it in your day-to-day, you're probably going to be a lot better off. Why is wheat unavailable? I don't know. I haven't looked. EU drops complaint against Chinese trade curbs on Lithuania. I don't know what my Schwab deposit hasn't came in yet. I don't know why. App on the high. You've heard of Dow Chemicals. That's what I'm saying. It's like an indirect one that everybody uses. You've never heard of Molina? You've probably heard of UNH then. That might be one. I think, well, you're in Texas, so that's kind of surprising. 'Cause I'm pretty sure Molina is bigger in Texas. But that is something that, like, you know, the names you've never heard of are the ones that usually don't do as well. But then again, that's very subjective because all of you have had a different life experience. So it's like some of those, but then that's a good way, though, to kind of protect yourself. Fulcrum? They're flushing. Is that on one candle? No. And then Apple's coming up here too, just on the intraday. MITK Altucher. Why this Altucher guy just keeps coming up, but like I feel like they haven't hit? Am I tripping, or is this guy just pump them all? Yeah, why everyone keeps saying they're like Altucher? I'm like, he keep touching too many of these, and I'm not seeing them run. Altucher, yeah, get up. Now you got me speaking in stock tongues. But Cabo on the high. Let's go fishing. Car data center cooling. Oh, isn't this? I thought they make like the trucks. I don't know much, but I know one carrier that does like cool trucks. Good, man. We'll make the most of it. We're talking long-term stocks. So hopefully you're ready, man. Hopefully you're ready. That's kind of what we're getting ready here for. We got a deposit, so we're going to make some moves sooner than later. Or I'll just wait a little bit. I mean, there was a lot this weekend with lines in stores, man. So I feel like Apple, I feel like they pay people to just stand in Apple. Or the way they do it, because the ones in San Diego are always packed. And I'm like, who the fuck is buying an iPhone? Don't y'all already have one? Remind me of Spotify. Your 13 Pro still humming? Amen. I told you, bro, my mom used the iPhone 5 forever. You know that? I think she has a 13 now. She's had that for a while, too. I do like REITs, actually. They might even be a good time as we get into the... We have one, and as we get into the rate cuts, I mean, real estate is definitely going to be slower, but I think residential real estate will be different than the corporate real estate and like REITs. But yeah, I mean, they haven't done much as long as you just don't overpay. But remember what your goal is with the REIT. You buy a REIT, you're there for income. You're not there for equity. So like that's why like make sure you get a good price on it, but remember you're not making money on the stock going up. Usually people buy REITs for the income. So it's like if you want income, then yeah, that could be a good option. The only downside to a REIT right now is that there is a lot of names that could pay you the same income with better equity, where the equity could also go up too. But then also too, if you buy something that's not, REITs equity is more stable than it is not. So some of the names that offer a similar or better yield than a REIT, it's not going to, they're also going to be like, they might be more volatile compared to a REIT. But yeah, other than that, it's I am not against them. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Like a PayPal. A PayPal, not bad. A PayPal. The PayPal. Ursula von der Leyen pretends preparing sanctions on Belarus. Belarusian. Harley Davidson. I know Harley, but I don't own one. I don't think I'll ever buy one either. They're really cool though. But yeah, I don't know about adding that to the long term. Even then, I don't even really like automakers. I mean, I have a lot of cars, but you know, cars are like a once every so often purchase. But yeah, I don't know. I've never really considered it. I think you could get better right now. You have some better deals out there with stocks. No, I like toothpaste. I buy more toothpaste than Harley Davidsons, but then again, one Harley Davidson cost as much as like several years of toothpaste. I don't know, how much do you spend on toothpaste a year? I feel like a Harley Davidson is a lifetime of toothpaste. Would you rather have a Harley or a lifetime supply of toothpaste? My thoughts on Japan and the bond yields increasing. I don't think you guys are going to like my answer, because by how many times I get asked this and answer it, I genuinely believe y'all don't pay attention. Now, of course, it was the guy who got banned earlier, Chris. So, Chris, I already don't fuck with you, Chris. So, I'm just being nice today. You know what, Chris? You know what, Chris? I need to use you as an example, Chris. So, I'm going to ban your ass, Chris. You see, not because of the other bullshit you were on, but because you're going to ask me the same question that's been answered, and you've exhausted all patience. Okay, Chris? So, yeah. But to answer your question again for everybody, I would only be concerned with the Japanese yields when they start coming down after a run like that. That's what you got to watch out for. MSOS, weed stocks are popping it. Wasn't there something last week? Yeah, those are moving up. Making my way downtown, holding fast and saving. Get a long term. Get a long term. I will save 10% if I can just hold stocks. Alright, 902. Bike riders don't smile. Oh shit, that's true. You're right. I don't know. I met some nice biker guys. They had the vest and everything too. So, all right, I'm going to go to the bathroom. Follow me on Instagram at the Trading Fraternity. Oh, BRB.
Pretty good chance to cut rates. Kevin Hassett, the name being tossed around. If the president wants rates to be cut, Hassett's going to make the argument to cut rates. I mean, so why do you think rates are going to continue to back up? And by the way, the economic data hasn't been like gangbusters either.
No, and the ISM today, what are we, 9 consecutive months in contraction? So the things that suggest yields should be going down, okay, but yet yields are not going down.
Well, they were going down last week.
Yeah,
I mean, so they're up a little bit today. We're making a whole statement based on one day's activity.
It seems as though there's support at this level between 3.90 to 4%. I'd like to see yields push below that level. We're not seeing it. I also see that precious metals continue to move higher. I think that's signaling something as well. So I usually like to look at a message from a market that's not doing what it should be doing based on where the fundamentals suggest it should be.
All right.
And everything that you're citing would lead me to believe that yield should be lower. We're up 9 basis points today. You can't dismiss that.
I mean, I know, but it's in a day.
Okay.
B of A says better breadth in the market favors a Santa Claus rally. And you look at the sectors that did, let's throw up November and the sector moves that you saw, because it was a broad move. Technology disappointed, discretionary, disappointed. Industrials did too, but look at healthcare and comm services and materials and staples and financials. It was a better breadth looking kind of market. Goldman Sachs trading desk today says there appears to be a growing acceptance around the potential for further dispersion within the market. They look at tech too, but in the market, Jimmy, at large, and they say that is a good sign. Joe doesn't sound like he is expecting all that much over this final stretch.
Yeah, I'm on the other side from Joe, which is okay. It makes a market. I look at, just to start with the 10-year, because you guys were just talking about it, 4.09%, that actual absolute level doesn't worry me, and it's sort of right in the range we've been at. Joe, I'd be worried, frankly, if we got below 4% on the 10-year. Given that there are concerns about a slowdown in the economy and a weakening labor market, below 4%, I'd be worried. I actually take comfort at where the 10-year is right now. I acknowledge what you're saying about Japan yields. They've been spiking. It could be competitive, but I don't think that's going to upset an economy that is still growing nicely despite the slowdown, where we're going to have the stimulative effects of the budget bill in January, where we see earnings estimates continue to go up. And frankly, regarding the broadening of the trade, lower short end of the yield curve is going to help that, as is quantitative tightening coming to an end. I'm a big believer that that is a stealth rate cut on top of what is most likely a rate cut next week, both of which should help the smaller sectors and the more cyclical sectors of the stock market. So I'm a believer in the broadening of the rally and a rally into year end. So we shall see.
Bryn, if we have a bit of a disagreement here on two perspectives that vary a little bit, where do you come out?
So I think if you take a step back on the 10-year, we started the year at close to 480. And we're at 409, so yields are going the exact right direction, as we've had rate cuts on the short end. Rates over the long end have also come down. And so I think where I agree with Jim on the long end is that we're actually in a good spot. And once again, we've come down close to 80 basis points this year, which is great for the real estate market.
That they put up for Cyber Monday, it's kind of insane.
That next year, as GDP
yeah, I'm back. I'm stretching a little bit more.
Higher, I think it will.
We do got 20 minutes till push-ups.
Actually should steepen.
But yeah, man, they're starting to melt up a little better. High ticker a little active. We got a couple of ideas for the long term. I'm glad you guys shared some.
Cutting one rate in December, and we'll see if we get one or two next year.
Very good.
The long end steepening is telling you the market is healthy. I think you can never compare Japan to the U.S. Japan owns like 90% or 80% of their own bonds.
And now you'll remember too. I'm glad that I banned him, because he remembered UPS when I banned him.
So
if I ban you on the thing, you'll be like, Josh, I bought the yen because you banned me, Josh. I looked at the yields, but you'll remember the answer. So it's a win-win for both of us.
We're going to continue to see that dispersion of return within tech as people are trying to figure out.
Other than that, though, I think we're kind of going to melt away. We might fill the gap. I mean, you're only a tenth of a point away. And that's it, man. Remember, you do have the Fed next week, so I think you get one more Powell, but he's not going to talk about monetary policy. And then we already got the data. You got PCE on Friday, and then a couple of earnings right around the corner. And then before you know it, it'll be the end of the month, my friend.
To the direct AI trade.
Ain't that something?
Alphabet the clear winner, NVIDIA the clear loser. These are not a monolith anymore. If we learned anything in November, it was just that. These guys are going to start moving in opposite directions, in different directions. No longer trading as one large group, correct or no?
No, I think that's absolutely correct, and I think that makes for a healthy market, Scott. I think, as I see the story with Google unfold and kind of coming into this year where ChatGPT was going to be the major disruptor and disrupt, obviously, the search business for Google, and obviously, Google has stayed strong through this entire year. They're very well vertically integrated. They have multiple revenue streams. And if we think about what's going on with Google Cloud as an example, which, by the way, a few years ago was an unprofitable story for them and now is profitable and growing at a 30% run rate quarter after quarter, I think these are all positive developments for the
Tesla
market. And you
new car
want to see this
registrations are
horse rate with
58%
different
in Italy.
horses leading the story from time to time.
So you've heard everybody's perspective, which
Could buy
seems
a
to be a bit on
Ferrari.
the other side of you.
Yeah,
Do you want to have a rebuttal?
Well, the rebuttal would be, first
But
of all,
still, Italy?
the beginning of the year, the 10-year was at 480, and now the 10-year is at 410. I don't care where it was at the beginning of the year. I care what it is now, because next year is only 30 days away. And if you're managing a portfolio, you're thinking about the environment 30 days from
Next
now.
year is only 30
where's
days
risk going to be
away. How
over
do
the
you
next
feel
6
about
months?
that?
Bryn cites it. Bitcoin
had this
lower
to play in the
today.
background.
We see a
Well, yeah, I mean, the whole bond thing, you guys get it. I mean, I don't know. I think it might change. This could be off the Hassett stuff today, but just remember, the whole issue this year was only if the bonds became an issue. So if they hit that level, I mean, you usually have had problems, but as long as we chilled, I mean, yeah, that was good. SGD, I think you know the answer. I only read like half of it, but I think you already know the answer. So I don't know why you're buying the locked in for that dog shit. So thank you for shopping, but no, you know the answer. So I've been nice to you guys today, but y'all been very testy. Does that make sense? I don't know why. I had a good holiday. I came back. We had a good Thanksgiving, but I don't know why. So testy with stuff today. But I think you all know the answer, and you know it's expected of you. I haven't changed my behavior in a long time. So, yeah, I call on a higher standard for all of you, especially on the locked in. Oh, that's me. Oh. CCK. Cardinal health on the low. Merc, dude. That one was that one moves with the healthcare names, but that one would have been a great one at the 80s. I think some of you grabbed it around there. But yeah, man, we wait a little bit. Otherwise, if you found your value name, I mean, again, only 30 days left for the end of the year. The only issue is actually we haven't hit a new high yet. So keep in mind, you guys, in an odd way, we still might be in Chop City. We got to those levels that we talked about, but we still haven't hit a new high yet. But if that happens in the next few days, then yeah, you're going to want one of these. I see more of those values on the high. I see Dow and a few others climbing up. And then again, Apple and Microsoft woke up. TXN. And Micron was down off that 9 billion thing in the morning. More chips, Asmil, and a few others, but then the like bigger ones are chilling. Nvidia.com. Whirlpool back to 80. Damn. So literally, that Tepper purchase, bro. Those are like 67 bucks. But then Whirlpool does that. If they have a good earnings, though, it'll really continue. And then if not, it'll go right back down. What's their yield? 4.4, and that's after the cut. I'm surprised UPS hasn't. I know that one, you guys even are very well aware of the dividend risk on that. But yeah, UPS has done pretty good the last couple quarters. Maybe I just jinxed it. I hope not. Target still 2. Target was above 5 at one point. I swear they were at 6 too. Pfizer is still at 6.7. That's one that hasn't actually lowered if you think about it. So Pfizer, they haven't done the buybacks. They've been here for years, low key at this higher yielding, and they've been yield for like 2 years in a row. They've been yielding probably 50% higher than the Fed funds rate. So that one's interesting. Wally World too, 111. Morocco came down. XLP on the low, or no, XLU. XLP and Staples are actually coming back up. And then Cardinal Health, that one keeps dropping. That's down 1-1. So not too bad. Senator Cassidy, Trump will sign a support act today. What is this? All right, man, you barely hit the high. I don't know. I just realized it. We're not out of Chop City. I know we had the holidays at New Month. I mean, Friday did pretty well, but yeah, dude, you're not out of there yet. You got to get above 68.87, and that's like a good sign above 68.87, but then you got to break a new high. So think about it. In the next couple days or by the Fed, if anything goes wrong, then yeah, that's going to kind of slow things down. Bonds are terrible. I didn't realize till I put it on a daily that that's a pretty big gap down. They weren't down like that in the morning, and then by the time the bell rang, they were down like over 1%. But you still got a little bit more room. But remember, that's like, they keep talking about yields, but like I was saying here earlier, all that really matters is the yields are stable. Just anytime, if the yields did rocket above 5, that'd be bad, but that's going to really boil down to economy, inflation next year, but then you're also going to have another set of highs. And then XBI is on the low. How can you get notified if your number isn't on the alerts list anymore? Go to this channel. So if you go to this channel, I will post them or I will put them on my Twitter. So, but I think I'm only going to keep them on the YouTube channel. I might not post it on my Twitter. So if you go to the post tab, I will post it here whenever I make a purchase. So if you're not here live and you don't get the alert, then this is where you might want to check in. So I'm probably going to buy something in the next couple of weeks. I mean, because I got my deposit now. I've actually stacked the deposit in half. We got some of our margin money back on the other one, but unless everything rips, if everything rips in the next couple of days and I can't buy anything, then I will be more than happy to stack up a little bit more. SYM, NVIDIA, and Fanuc team up on physical AI. Oh, is that why they're going down? So NVIDIA teamed up with somebody else? Texas stream alerts? No. You guys just have to get another number, but I don't know. I was thinking we could open up stream alerts for next year, but I still haven't decided. We might keep that closed. We pretty much kept it closed all year, and I think that was a good move. And I think some of y'all got to lock in a different way and focus, but then the long term killed it. Oh, I'm so happy for the long term, though. So I'm glad, though, because there was a good area to make sure y'all did very good this year. And I did the other channel. We only made a couple moves this year, and it ended up serving well. And if you were able to really focus on that, I didn't want to confuse people. And sometimes too many option plays gets in the way. So I really do hope that y'all did focus on a good year for the long term. And if it was simple, no distractions, it should have paid you. I want to see Colt Sister. I logged into that one on Friday or on Wednesday. Yeah, man. Because that was the thing, bro, with Thanksgiving and the holiday. Like, and this is it, man. I don't know. I feel like we should highlight it a lot more. Even though all you do is hear me talk about the long term. But, like, dude, you guys got to realize, man, I'm very grateful for those of you that really stuck with the long term and grew it this year, because like you could have done a lot of damage and it was able to really, really help in any position. So, this is Colt's sister, bro. This is $200 a month, never raised up, ever. So she never raised the deposit. She quit at one point. She missed out of Meta. She missed out on a lot of good ones because she got emotional with it. But like I'm saying, bro, it's been extremely cheap. Nothing, this is like, we're talking $2,400 a year. This is, in 2 years, she got to double it up. She got to so in 2 years, she did what 4 or 5 years of saving would have got her at this rate, which is kind of crazy. But like I'm telling you, man, it was very small, and what it's able to grow to, like I'm telling all of you, man, this is a down payment. This is something that you could really, you could turn into a lot of stuff, man. So I don't know. I think we need to highlight it more and more. That was the whole point of this year and kind of simplifying things. And this is what I want you guys to see. This is what I want you to take advantage of. This is what you should be sharing with people, and this is what you should be comparing it to. Because it's like, dude, if you're going to go and gamble and do all these other stuff, you should really make sure you have one of these accounts. There's no reason not to have an account that goes straight up. And like I'm saying, I'm very thankful for those of you that did it, because you're going to have a good time here. You're going to have a long time here. And you're going to also get into real estate. You're going to get into probably owning your own business because you have the capital. And, if you did it in the aggressive way and you wanted to save up, you wanted to challenge yourself, increase your deposits and do all that, I mean, it would have really done well for you. So let me see if I could log into the other one. No, it won't go. It logged me out. Because that's the non-aggressive one. Like I'm telling you, that's the lazy version. That's Colt's sister, never raise deposit, never do anything. But yeah, but like if you stay really focused, you grow it even more, you raise your deposits up by 10% and you challenge yourself to save even more, I mean, yeah, you're going to do a lot better. And then you're going to really be able to grow it. But just remember, not too long ago, I mean, from January 24, we started that year with 16,000. You ended with 27. This year we started with what? 24, and now you got up to 34, and now we're chilling at 32, 33-ish. So, but this is a big amount of money. And that's why, too, we're even rebuilding. So I do hope you guys have stayed in tune with the other one, because now, remember, we bought a farm. But yeah, so this account was killing it as well this year. This was the $3,000 a month. And then, whoop, it drops down. Where is it? Can we see the year? I need a better chart. But yeah, we've been rebuilding this one slowly. It's mainly just the deposits, but now we got some cash in here, and it's like, but it's still the same thing. But it's crazy that the big account is smaller now than the once small account. But I'm telling y'all, man, this is something that you go slow and steady. This is what I keep stressing, where it's like, dude, it takes a couple of years. It's not sexy. It's not gambling. It's not all this quick, fast money, but it'll probably do it faster than you think. And then at least you're not losing. And then you're going to go through the market. You're going to go through this whole journey growing. And then that is going to open up many, many doors for you. So I'm very grateful for those of you that did it, that were wise, chose wisdom. I mean, you could have played around in the trading and other stuff. There's nothing wrong with that. But it is, it's wrong if you don't save. It's wrong if you're not growing. If you're dabbling, building, and, getting multiple sources of income, I'm all about that. But, it's like you got to know what's going to help you out. And those of you that did it this year, I think it rewarded you heavily. And there was only a couple moves. You didn't have to do anything nuts. Same thing we've been doing for a really long time here. And as long as you stayed faithful to it, it was good. So that's something that, I don't know, man. I hope you guys did any of you show it off at Thanksgiving? Were any of you able to, were you like Jehovah's long-term witnesses at the Thanksgiving table? You said, can I tell you about our 10% and Savior? Look at what I did with 10%. Because everybody in your family thinks you're a degenerate gambler nowadays, right? Because when I grew up, everybody thought stocks was gambling. I could only imagine now, but you usually need a long-term as defense to be able to show them. And then usually it's a mind blower. That's what got my sister involved. I mean, she definitely saw the hype in the world, but you had a solid account to be able to go over. Geez, margin loans hit 83 billion. Oh, that's just with Interactive? My goodness. You got your little brother started one? Nice, baby. Preach it to the family. Got your brother in it. Oh. Well, amen, bro. If y'all didn't take that step, I don't think you would have been able to convince people in the same way. But I'm really just happy that some of y'all are on the path now. You're on the path to owning a company, owning a business, or at the very least, having a good portion of your income saved up and growing. That's what we got, man. Yeah, you had some conversions. It's good. That's what you need. But yeah, dude, it's crazy. Again, even fucking damn small account, bro. Cult Sister, that one, surprisingly, I think that one is sadly the best example. Because I think that's realistic. You're going to miss out. You're not going to get the fucking meta at $90. And most people don't want to increase their deposit. 5 years ago, the other account was the best example because people were really motivated without all the gambling. You know what I'm saying? Like, when we first started on YouTube, man, there was people like dividend stocks. You guys don't remember that? It was all about dividend, M1 finance, and people were really wise. People wanted to grow their money, and then after the hot money and the rate cuts, everybody kind of, got a little overwhelmed, I would say. But then, I think Cult Sister is very, very normal. This is a very average account, and I think it will represent a lot of what people will do. Again, $2,000 a year. $2,000 a year. You could build this up. And again, it's not a lot. It's not anything crazy, but I'm sure this is how the other account was, and then we finished the year right at the PDT level. So it's going to be interesting to see where her account goes next year. But like I'm telling y'all, man, even if you keep it small, never raise your deposit and just hold yourself to the bare minimum. That could get you a down payment, especially if you work a job. Your 17-year-old opened up one. Oh, let's go. I love it, man. Good for you, man. You're a good dad. I hope you also raise your kids other ways. I don't want to say you're a good dad and then you beat them and shit. But then again, I got beat. I came out fine. But no, that's really good, man. Get them started young because that's where it compounds. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm glad my sister got in late. This account started 2-3 years after the other long terms. Man, and like I'm saying, it's very indicative. So if you haven't started your long term, you're going to want to start it at the next all-time high. Do I think that's the best idea? No, I think you should start it now, but that's just how humans work. Is that what's going to happen? Market goes crazy. Everybody starts feeling good. They're like, oh my gosh, I'm going to do it. I want it now at the highest price possible. That's what my sister did. That's what a lot of your friends did. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I'm like, dude, it's just, the sooner you get this in, the sooner you could get the BS time, get the clock started. That means the closer we get to results. So if you start your kids off young, you start yourself, your family, your friends, bro. Just start it sooner than later, man. You think the hot money brought in a lot of the urban population? I think that's very racist because I just think everybody's a fool regardless of where they came from, brother. I don't think it has anything to do. I think it's culture, and it has nothing to do with ethnicity or race or urban or not, because I think the hot money made a lot of people ignore the wisdom and go for fast gains. And I've seen that on every demographic, bro. I've even watched it with high-level net worth people. I've seen them fuck up their shit because of all of the craziness. So it's the wisdom, man, and we need to go back to it. And I think a lot of us did this year. And I've always kept that here for you guys, and focusing on value, focusing on good prices, slow plan. It's really, really paid off for a lot of people. And that has nothing to do with who you are, where you're from, or FOMO could affect anybody. So that's why, but we kept it slow and steady, and we held to our guns, and it worked every single year, man. We had one bumpy year with a lot of other things, and then other times we either slightly underperformed or we're right there with the market, and then we had a really booming year this year. And then again, we got to keep our bearings, because this year you had a really big opportunity. You could have picked up. Remember, here's the crazy part. Let me see if I can find it. That was in March, right? You guys know what I'm about to show you, right? Let's see. Kugler. Dude, I go through my downloads, and then I got a video of a what's it called? I got a video of Ryan getting shot. That's so crazy. Oh, happy birthday, B-Fire! I'm not giving you a stock though. No. I want you to see, because I need you to make a good decision. I want y'all to use the wisdom. There's no superstition, man. Just because it's your birthday, the market doesn't give a shit. You know what I'm saying? But we did go over a lot of possible names that you could buy. So I hope you pick a good one. Oh, is this it? Wow. Let's see. Happy birthday, baby. I love it. Oh, is it on my other computer? Oh, it is, dude. Fuck. I'll have to go on my Twitter. I still can't. Yeah, I'm trying to find it for you. That was April. Liberation Day. Alright, I can't find it. Oh, here it is. So yeah, that was the other part of this year. The other part was this. So that account that I just showed you, I don't know, what's it at now? So just under 17,000 for Colt's sister. Just like I said, she never raised it. It was a very, again, I think it was very emotional, this account. It started at the highs. It quit. It never wanted to raise the deposit. All of these things. But remember, this was her during Liberation Day. So at the lowest point, she wanted to sell it. And she wanted to sell her 401k. Sadly, some of you did do that this year. Again, that was part of the people getting mad at me this year. And why I got mad at some other people too. And I said, you guys are playing around. I said, y'all don't even want to make money. And I was an asshole, but it was an asshole to save you guys 30 to 40%. So I don't regret what I did, because I think some of my sharp personality made some of you understand the message. Because look, she wanted to sell out at $12,000 at the worst part of the year, texting me, saying, I want to sell my 401k. I said, who told you this? She said, my brain. She said, I'm not a millionaire. And I'm like, of course you're not a millionaire. You want to fucking exit at the worst time? So think about that. Now she's at 17,000. That's a 30% difference. Not to mention, if she sold out, she would have, think about it. Even after everything that's gone in, it would have been extremely hard for her to get back in. Because now she would have been having to buy it at a way higher price. So those of you who did good this year with that, congratulations. And those who didn't, I hope y'all learned from this, and all you got to do is stick to a plan. No matter who the president is, no matter what happens or anything, you stick slow and steady, you're going to be good to go. And yeah, man, I can't wait. We have one more month. We'll see where it goes, but I know, yeah, she did want to move to Gaza for a little bit. These are all serious things. These aren't even jokes, bro. You know that? If I showed you all the text messages, oh man. She even wanted to quit at the high too, and I said, do whatever you want. But I think I am gonna stop this account for her, and like I said, I'll make one for my niece, who doesn't have the faculties yet to get propagandized. Well, I guess it's different propaganda, but still. But yeah, not bad. Oh, and it's 9:30. You guys want to do some push-ups? Yeah, she was chill at Thanksgiving. She didn't really bring up any drama, or she would bring it up quietly. But yeah, not too bad. But now that we got another long-term rant out of the way, you guys want to do some push-ups? So it's 9:30. We'll even have Philo here in a little bit, but get beside your desk and do 10 push-ups. Chest to the sun, flex the core. You're here again. That's part of the investing. I don't know if you've ever raised your deposits, but you know what you do here every day. If you're sitting down, some of you are out and about, so that's good. But if you are sitting down, I would get the body moving, man, and I would make sure you invest in some good stretches and a good routine. So let's get it. I ain't got no propaganda, bro. I'll play the music while I do the foam rollers, and then once we get propaganda, I'll have to wall stretch. Oh yeah, man, move around, baby. Move around. That's the other one. You got the long term. How you gonna get the long term rolling, bro? You gonna outperform the whole year? You gonna have the down payment, and then you're not gonna take care of your body? Are you for real? Imagine, bro. Imagine. So, man, do it while you still can. Otherwise, you'll be forced to do it when you don't have a choice. That's the downside about health and money. You guys know that, right? Health and money kind of work the same. Because you're supposed to do what you can because you want to. And you do it now while you still have the option. Otherwise, life will force you to save. Life will force you to get healthy. If you don't change your habits now while you still can, you will have to because there will be no choice. That is how money works. That is how health works. So yeah, man, get on it, bro. Get on it. Oh. You're driving. So you wanted to text that, and imagine that, bro. If you got in an accident, I wouldn't even feel bad. Why? Because you're like, oh, I'm driving. I can't do a push-up. Let me text about it. Why are you texting then? Don't even respond. Don't even respond. That's, look it. If you even respond to me talking shit, you're now double breaking the law, bro. Oh, my God. Oh, you better pull over, bro, and do a push-up. You know that? You better pull up and do a push-up, man. That's crazy. That's crazy. Baba's going to China again. And Bond's at the low. Oh. Why are they still? Come on, propaganda. Alright, guys. I feel like it's not even.
All right, welcome back to the Halftime Report. I'm Dominic Chu. Now, earlier this month on ETF Edge, we learned that according to a recent market analysis by ETF Action, roughly 90% of single stock ETFs and leveraged or inverse strategies are owned by retail investors. They've been a favorite of bullish individual investors, and demand for increasingly complex products has skyrocketed. But as volatility spikes, it might be time to reassess potential risks versus rewards. So joining me now for the discussion is Mike Coe, strategist over at YieldMax, co-founder of OpenInterest.pro. He's also a CNBC contributor. Mike, let's talk about the options derivative side of the general markets vis-a-vis what these ETFs are doing with inverse and leverage type products.
Yeah, I guess the first thing I would say is that there's, a lot of different flavors of these types of ETFs. And as a portion of the overall ETF market, these things still remain quite small. So if you can imagine, there's maybe 150 billion in products like this. That's perhaps 1% just of what the AUM for ETFs in the United States is alone. And the United States ETF market is substantially larger than it is in the rest of the world. Now, I think that the spirit of some of these things is quite good. I mean, what you're trying to do is give strategy access to people, basically democratize strategies for people who don't either have the ability or the time to implement some of these strategies themselves. And some of those, as you point out, include leverage or inverse positions. A lot of the ones that we manage, for example, include options overwriting. But one of the important things to remember is that, of course, this is a double-edged sword. The power of leverage, which can benefit you when asset prices are rising, when volatility increases, or you start to see big drawdowns in the underlying stocks, those things are going to bite a little bit harder in the levered products typically. And I think this is something that retail investors probably want to be aware of.
And really quickly, before we let you go, for this part of the discussion, Mike, if you take a look at the true transaction costs of implementing some of these types of leveraged or inverse strategies versus using the ETFs themselves and paying the fees, where do the fees stack up?
Well, one way I like to think about it is that some of the strategies, if they're more complicated, those tend to be something that you would see generally in something like a hedge fund, where the fees would actually be much higher. But in some cases, if it's sort of a Delta One product or it's just straight leverage, you ought to keep an eye on the fees for those levered products, just in case they might be creating more of a drag on returns than you are hoping for. But I will say that these things in many cases are strategies that people cannot implement themselves. They just really need to know what they're buying.
All right. We are going to continue this conversation over at etfedge.cnbc.com. Mike is going to be joined by Nate Geraci of Novadius Wealth Management to talk broader ETFs and leverage. So, Scott, we'll send things back over to you.
All right, Domino, thank you. Dom Chu. Up next with Track the Trades, Bill Baruch. He joins us next. Several moves he is making in his portfolio, so he'll tell you what they are next.
I got mine in. That was quicker. I'm gonna have to do as many. Yeah, look backs. I don't think they're gonna give us look backs. They hate you. But it's okay. Maybe one day. Maybe one day. But if you want to bet on a football game, you know what I'm saying? You want to bet on football? How about you bet on the color of a stoplight? Is the stoplight going to turn green? How many seconds? You want to do that? We also got 401k and a credit card. What? Let's say mathematics. Mathematics. How does this have anything to do? Mathematics, breakthrough, innovation. All right, fine. Fine. High ticker is kind of gassing. What's India Experts Gorilla Aggressive Growth ETF? Ticker is Rilla. Nice. I've never seen that one. Have you guys seen this one? Or what? Ah! Bop. 10-year climbs back above 4.1. Interesting. You get a birthday horn? I could say happy birthday. I hope y'all vibe with it, man. We kind of go in the moment, but I don't want it to be like, you know what I'm saying, man? I want y'all to be able to live without the birthday horn, if that makes any sense. I just get hyped randomly when y'all tell me it's your birthday. I might have to see your long term, but this is not Applebee's. I will do the Applebee's dance though. I can do the happy birthday from all of us to you. We wish it was our long term and we could save them. So hey, happy birthday. I'm down with that, but I do need to see the long term here at applebeestocks.com. So, but happy birthday for real. I do hope you enjoy it. But I don't want y'all to be too reliant on it. And please don't buy stocks on your birthday because it's your birthday. We just had that talk. I'm being serious though. Because, dude, you have no idea what I've witnessed in life. I've seen people, and I don't want your birthday to end up bad. So your birthday is a blessing, whether or not you get a horn and whether or not you buy a stock and it rips. Okay? And then China and NVIDIA now, you're actually starting to break out a little bit. And Apple and Team and Fiserv, a lot of names actually. Whole high ticker is going green. You're about to fill the gap on the NASDAQ. I want to say that the is there. The equal weight is actually still lagging. So look, SPY is caught up to equal weight now. So this is tech and a couple of others, but SPY's going up. Haven't filled the gap, but NASDAQ is filling the gap right now. Yeah, you already got a bunch of things going up right now. Again, it looks like China led the way. But now, again, those tech names are starting to come back up with it. NVIDIA back to 180. I mean, that's been a big deal. Happy long term from all of us to you. We wish it was our long term and we could save some too. Hey! But yeah, man, please save for the long, you guys. Please, man. I beg y'all. You know that? I beg you to please get a long term. Can we have an altar call? Does anybody not do a long term this year? Can you guarantee me you have a long term by next year? And you could guarantee it by putting a deposit down today. Seriously, you could save 10%, go set it up, separate account. Please don't put options in it. Okay? No options in it. And in a separate account where you put 10%. Is anybody willing to give their life to the long term today? Please, come on up. Come on up. This is our altar call. If you didn't have a long term, you sat here all year and you said, fuck that long term. But now you're ready for it. Is there anybody, or have I converted all of you? Because this is a cult, so if we all have the same idea, that wouldn't be too surprising. It's a cult, baby. You have 3 long terms. Wow. So you're really about this life. I like it. I like it. You're setting one for your girlfriend this week. Let's go. I've already culted up. That made me want to double my deposit. Bro, I had the same idea. You know that? I was thinking, it's been a while since I gave myself a bonus. You remember? Y'all would be like, give a bonus, Josh! Y'all would make me do a bonus every day. Oh, we did a couple bonuses in the beginning. No one's ever regretted it. You know that? Yeah, that's true. Sadly. No one's ever regretted it. Actually, there has been one. I'll never forget this, bro. I'll never forget. Homeboy stuck with it. He got in. He waited till it hit the high. Then he started it. Only bought names at the high. And then right at the 2023 low, 22, he fucking panic sold it. He said, it'll take me 5 years to get back up here. And then, so he did regret it. Because he didn't listen, though. That's breaking the rules. So if you start along with this shit and then break the rules, you're going to regret it. That's asking. The law cannot be broken. The law could only break you. So that's the only downside. But yeah, so to be realistic. Only regret is you didn't deposit more. I know, I feel. A big one started a long time ago for a house, a smaller one for something specific, and a third one for the wedding money. Oh! Let's go, baby. I love it. Please continue. Please keep going, man. You increased the ESPP after the talk of first week to a new job. Let's go. Let's go, baby. You got your girl to do it. There you go. You have one. We'll continue to grow it. I think only one person. He said convert me. I don't know if he just wants the hug or something, but yeah. So I wouldn't do your long-term on Robinhood, even though you can make multiple accounts, which is cool. But you guys have to understand what I've seen. It's tempting. Don't underestimate the temptation. So I think you should have a separate long-term and try to keep it as far away as you can from easy access trading. Because let's be real, I'd say half of you didn't take this seriously until you blew your shit up. Yes or no? Because I know at least several hundred, maybe 1,000 Chads were like, yeah, Josh, the whole separated, I get it now. And y'all didn't believe me at first. Y'all thought I was just being a weird boomer. And y'all did not believe me. Because you don't realize, like, you're going to go through, like, your emotional, like, time. And, like, you're going to start trading with the long term. And then it's going to confuse you. You're going to look at the accounts, combine them, separate them, do all this bullshit. And then one day you're going to spend it. And then one day you're going to lose on it. And then you'll be like, well, I got 30K in this account. Let me just do 500. And 500 turns into 1,000, 1,000 into 2,000, 2,000 into 5,000. Now the whole account's gone. So this happens. It really, really does. So believe me, I could tolerate Robinhood. I really can. I'm not like too mad at them. Believe me, they're just kind of weird. But it's just unfortunately this whole idea of bro. I had some Chad sent me like $500,000 again. Some Chad sent me $500,000 Robinhood depletion. Again, you just too easy access, you guys. You don't get it. Believe me. And if you don't take my word for it, by all means, you'll learn this the hard way. It's just that this is what happens, unfortunately. And then now the crazy part, you have 50 ways on Robinhood that money could get extracted, whether it's options, whether it's a credit card, whether it's a prediction market, sports gambling, you name it. So unfortunately, if I were you, I would separate it and just hide the money. You know how much that's the OG lesson that we've always had. Hide money from yourself. So go make a Robinhood, make 2 Robinhoods, but you should have one account that is separate, completely far away, where you got to go out of your way to do anything but save and buy once a month. Because that's all we're doing. And if you keep it simple once a month, you're going to love it. Life is good and that's it. But believe me, you mix it in and you give it the opportunity, I wouldn't negotiate with it. Nobody is strong enough. And like I'm telling you, myself included, I wouldn't say don't humble yourself. Everybody, because it's just like if you give yourself that easy access, one of these days it's gonna meet opportunity. Like that's all. Like some of y'all, you would never cheat on your girl, but at the same time, if a girl hit on you, I don't trust y'all. And that's Robinhood. Very simple. One of these days, opportunity is going to meet access and you're fucked. Because that's it. You don't have the discipline. You don't. And not most people don't. That's why people pay people to hide their money for them. You guys haven't realized that? Why do you think financial advisors exist? Why do you think there's a whole industry around it? Because people would rather just have somebody else do it. Because this temptation, these emotions, it's very difficult to handle. So you got to learn either the hard way or just be wise and protect it. But yeah, separate them. Don't have options anywhere near your long term. Go have a Robinhood for trading if that's what you want to do. But I would not use multiple accounts on Robinhood and think that it's safe in the sense that, you know, the biggest danger is you, motherfucker, not Robinhood. It's not Robinhood's fault. Even if they offered you 100 different things, it's you, it's me. It's the problem is yourself. You got to be mindful of that. So, you know, if you do that, you'll be fine. Yeah, a lot of people have had this, man. A lot of people have had this experience. So, I hope y'all are wise. That's your long term, you mixed it. I know, man. And it just sucks because for a lot of y'all, I did tell you this a lot in advance. And it's okay. I'm not trying to shame you now. For real. From the bottom of my heart, I just hope this helps somebody who doesn't get it yet. Because what was it like when I told you this? You know, when I said this to people, they think I'm tripping. And they because if you don't have the experience financially, you think I'm telling you some old school bullshit that doesn't apply to today. No, this is modern as fuck, dude. This is just the real life of how it works. So, because you got to think, man, sometimes you'll hear it and it just doesn't make sense when you hear it. But then if you go through it, yeah, it's not good, bro. It's not good. Because y'all don't realize what here. I'll show you. This is a recent example. Someone sent this to me. Last time I had one of these long-term rants, they sent this to me. So I'm not going to tell you who it is, but I will show you. Because I want you to see how it works. Because you don't get what's going to happen. If you don't take my word for it, and again, you don't have to. I do value a learning, and I value a real lesson. But at the same time, I don't want it to cost your future. It's not that you were tripping. I just thought I was the exception. Damn. That's facts, dude. I feel. We've all been there. Shout out to all the cigarette smokers, right? Same thing. So look. Down $300,000. You guys don't get how this works? You're going to start. Look, it was stable. It was going up. And then what happens? You start to make a trade and you try to recover it. Now, do you see these swings? These are options. And then what happens? You get clapped on one big one, and then what do? You wait a couple weeks. What are you going to say? Fuck it, I can make it back. And then you go bigger to try to double it to get your loss back. It's called tilt, you guys. Full on tilt. And then boom, it starts working a little bit. You're like, yeah, I got my money. And then boom. And then you're like, it's okay, I'll hold it. It'll come back, and then it really hits because it's a fucking option. Right? And then you repeat that a couple times, then you get drowned out, and then before you know it, usually here, you're like, I'll put it into longer term options. And then you're like, oh yeah, it's like a leap. It's the same, it's like a long term. And then you keep breaking the rules, and then boom. And again, he hasn't told me this. I'm assuming it. He told me the broader story, but I could just tell based on looking at the chart. Because you guys don't realize how many times I've seen this. That both good and bad. I've seen the good, I've seen the bad of it. And like I'm telling you, it's like by this time you probably start throwing it into leaps, because then you're like, oh yeah, it's like a long term anyways. And then again, this is what I'm telling you, do not mix the rules, right? And that's what happens. So, and then it ends up dwindling, and then before you know it, it's clap. But this one was options. This was all long term, kept it on Robinhood, mixed in the options, couple of trades later, that's it, it's fucked. So the beauty is that you could always recover. And that's what a lot of people in here, you've gone through something like this, you'll recover it, and usually you're going to recover it with the long term. But you have to really follow the rules. And I would love to help you out, and I don't think anybody is too far from saving, but you got to follow the law. We got laws of wealth in here. They're not my laws. It's just laws of money, bro. It's just laws of money. And if you could follow them, you'll go read Richest Man of Babylon. You'll know what I'm talking about. But if you do that, you'll be good to go. If not, it's going to be, you just got to learn these on your own. And I don't want you to have to lose, because it is depressing. It's a lot of emotions. Most people you'll get mad at people too. So let's just save it. Let's just save this bullshit. Let's speed run it. And if anything, why don't we just go fucking buy a house or something? I said this at the beginning of the year. So when I went ape shit on everybody, made sure, and again, look at how well we did. I told you guys all, even when I closed the stream alerts, I told every single one of you. Let's go to Vegas instead. Serious. Go. Come on. Let's go fishing. Let's go on a dope trip. You know why? Because you're going to love spending the money on yourself rather than losing a substantial amount of money on these gambles. Because then you're just going to be left with nothing. Your life stays the same. You don't have any experience other than what I'm telling you could learn today. And then, you're better off blowing the money and buying a car. You're better off blowing the money, taking a trip. I would tell you, it's bad advice, but it's reality. I think as a human, you might even make more money because now you're living more peaceful. You'll be like, wow, I just spent 200 grand on a car. You're going to enjoy that than losing 200 grand on an option. I spent $20,000 and took a trip. You're going to like that more than losing $20,000 in a week. So if you don't believe me, then we could put it to the test, but I do want your guys' mental in the right place. And if you play the rules will protect you. The rules will protect you until they promote you. That's the beauty of rules. The law, it will promote you if you could keep it. There's no doubt. Think about it. Imagine how many people in here went from 10, 20,000 to 50, 100K. A lot. You would be surprised. I mean, again, I know how many people sent me multi-million-dollar accounts when I asked. It was insane. And they weren't at that before. They started with a little. It turned into a lot. You could all do that. You follow the laws. You stay away from the traps. It's going to promote you. It'll protect you first. The first couple of years is protection, and then it turns into promotion. So, yalla. Woo! But yeah, on that note, we should get into philo. What do you guys say? Let me set it up. Wow. Oh, Caroline, what's she going to talk about? Core weave. Tell me, Mahi, I never wanna hear you say I saw my long turn today. Illegal. God bless you, bro. All the illegal holding it down today. My guy. Yeah, let's plan this fishing trip, dude. I'm really down. I'm so excited, actually. That'd be so fun. We got to do it soon, though. All right. Yeah, I don't know. What are the best Cyber Monday deals? You guys, we got to go over that after. Netflix on the high. Watch out if you get any WBD headline. Well, Chattadonia, what a great day. Market, a lot of tech is moving up right now. A great first start of the month, man. We still got a little bit more in the day, but, you know, it's time for some philosophy. So if you guys would like to be there, I hope you enjoy it, and I hope you come. But if not, if you don't want to hear this nonsense, you know, then you don't got to do it, man. You know what I'm saying? You don't got to do it. Just all you got to do is relax. Just go to wherever you like it. You know, part of the lessons here, don't pay attention. Don't pay for things you don't want to use. That includes your attention. So, you know, we're going to talk about life. We're going to talk about some Jesus. I got a good one today. I got a really good one. I think you guys might like it. So it's up to you, but we're going to post the link. It's free to join. You got to just click on the link and it'll take you there. I changed the title in the video, so there's no question on what we're getting involved with. And yeah, should be it's already been a good day, baby. Already been a good day. You're new here. What are the rules? Well, it's have you read Richest Man in Babylon? And next time, buy a membership. You don't have to buy. Just send $5 donations. The membership is $5. So then that way we could go back and forth with this. But it's the laws of wealth. Saving 10%. Make thy dwelling